What's up, everybody? It's another NFC East show live from the beautiful Renaissance Hotel in downtown Cleveland, site of the 2021 NFL Draft. And we are broadcasting here on the Northeast Streaming Sports Network and Zodiac TV. Now I got it all out. What's up, guys? It is the NFL Draft. What's going on? How's everybody doing?
It's your boy Stefan, a.k.a. Sticky Treat. But I don't know about y'all. I'm broadcasting live back at Sneaky G headquarters. Pop's doing good. Glad I'm back home. And that's where I'm at. And I wish I had some of the tasty beverages that you guys have, but let's start off with a toast. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
To Pops.
Hey, yep, to Pops. There we go.
And nice. That's 73 degrees.
Keith, where you at right now?
I am in East Greenbush, New York, where it was 71 degrees today and getting a little thunderstorm tonight. We had a clap of thunder last night that knocked me out of bed about 1:30 in the morning. I've never heard thunder that loud in my life.
Well, you know what? And you're about to get some more tonight, is what you're saying? And the thunder is going to be happening tomorrow here at just about in 24 hours. It's going to be happening here, and we're going to be all riveted to our television. Yeah. Literally right behind me here, about 2 blocks away, is where they're going to be having the NFL Draft. And right now, Jacksonville is on the clock. So they got 24 hours before they have to make their pick, 24 hours and 13 minutes before they make their pick of Trevor Lawrence.
So before we get into the draft for tomorrow, True Blue, Philly Sports Guy, you guys are there. I would like to know, and Philly Sports Guy, if you don't mind, True Blue, what is your pregame ritual for the draft? And then, Phil, if you wouldn't mind following up with that.
Great question.
Oh, let's see, wake up.
And what I mean is, okay, because the draft is what? 9 o'clock your time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. your time. Okay. So I know if I was there, I'd be up at 3 a.m. prepping all day. So go. I want like an itinerary, if you will, please.
So the itinerary will be: we wake up, we do our usual breakfast. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So we do that. Get ready to go out.
Hold on. Hey, Jamie, if you wouldn't mind, just mute your mic real quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead. True
All right. So you got to wake up, get your breakfast on, get everything ready. Then you got to start prepping your outfit. This is the fun part. Yeah, getting prepped. Got to get your outfit ready. Now, I do like to stroll out a little bit early because of all the events going on. Tomorrow, the NFL has put on the NFL Experience. So they're going to have 2 sets. You're going to have right here around the corner within the infield of the inner circle. They're going to have the whole NFL Experience where you can go do that. Check-in time is around 3 o'clock. I believe 3 or 4 o'clock for the inner circle. Folks are going to be doing that. That whole time, what you're doing is you're talking to other fans to get their feels of that it's a crucial time in that time period between 3 and 7 to talk to other fans who they're rooting for, who they're cheering for, what team, is going to pick who. Now, it sounds funny. We have no control over who our teams pick, of course.
Right.
But the fun part is to see who the other teams want.
Although we like to think we do. We like to think we do. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we have no control over it. But at the same time, you keep to talk to all those guys and just say, hey, who do you want? Who do you think we're getting? Are you going to trade down? Are you going to trade up? We know at least the first 3 are not going to do. Those 3 are set in stone. Atlanta, not so much. That's where the fun begins. But the fun part is talking to all the other fans. We've just talked to I don't know how many fans just right here in this little bit about what they're going to be doing, what their teams are going to be doing, from Green Bay to the Seattle Seahawks. It's fun this way. But
is that hotel filled with fans going to
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk around the corner right here. The Chargers fans are talking. The Rams fans are talking.
I'd love to be there right now. Maybe next year, God willing.
Oh yeah. No, but it's just one of those things, man. It's just the camaraderie. You know, it's fun to talk football. It's fun to talk sport itself, the statistics. But what's fun right now is talking about the kids in college who are going to make an impact. First game, right out of the chute, to see who they're going to affect, how they're going to be when they play your team, and if they're on your team.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully they'll make an impact and not be, I mean, and it's that fear of a bust, of that.
Yeah.
That first round bust. Jamie, and Trubel, if you wouldn't mind micing or muting your mic. Jamie, what's your itinerary?
So tomorrow will start a little differently for me. Like I have to actually work. So I'm working remotely at my hotel.
Okay.
And so I finish work at around 2:00. And from 2:00 till about 3:30, I will be getting ready. And literally, so it's one thing when I put on the makeup for an everyday show, for an everyday game. It's another thing for the draft. I'm going to be very particular with the way my makeup is done, with the way, like, it's just, I have to, it's like, you got to put it up a notch. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is the cameras are going to be all over the place. I have to make sure the back of my head is all 100% done. You know what I mean? Like, and it's hard to do because I got to use a camera, use my phone to look in the mirror and stuff like that. And it's not simple to do. So I spend the extra time. To do it. And once that part's done, then I have to hype myself up a little bit. Like, this is something where.
What?
Yeah,
I thought you were hyped up all the time.
I am. And I tell you, I can turn it on with like a switch.
But right.
There are times, special times, where I have to get myself prepared because, like, I have to stretch. Like before football games, I have to stretch and do all these things. It's a process because I have no choice. I have, like, I'm going to be like carrying around a bunch of stuff and wearing that all day long. Like, I wear that longer than football players wear it. You know what I mean? So
right.
it's I have to make sure that my body is ready for it. And it's been a while since I've been wearing the shoulder pads and stuff like that. The face paint, no, but the pads and everything, yes. And, then it's like, and then I gotta, I have to get my banter together. I have to make sure that I have something to be able to say. I want to be able to talk people like I do my interviews, and I sit there and I'll interview a Giants fan, and I got to make sure that I have all the right stuff to bust their balls about. You know what I mean? It's like, so I have to prepare like in a much different way than I would for a normal football game, because I only have to prepare for one team, where I have to prepare for a lot of teams tomorrow. Because I want to reach out to all the fans. I want to make sure that I see them. I'm going to be running into every super fan that there is, because I want to make sure to take a picture with them. You know what I mean? It's like that's all part of it. So it's one of the things where tomorrow starts the party. And the party doesn't stop until Saturday night, where I'm going to be, at the end of Saturday night, I'm going to be going from the draft to the Cleveland Indians game in all my gear. I'm going to be a Philly sports guy at the Cleveland Indians game and watch a baseball game dressed up as the Philly sports guy. So I'm going crazy. Somebody offered me sweet tickets. So
who are the Indians playing?
I have no idea, and I don't even care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got tickets. You don't ask questions. It's like, hey, I got tickets. You want to come?
He got me a suite where all the alcohol's paid for it. I'm going to be there.
And you have your own bathroom too. And you got
that's
your own
even
bathroom.
better. That's even better.
So tomorrow,
limber up before you start drinking too. Don't just limber up for the shoulder pads.
No. See, and that's like, I'll be drinking water all day long up until the point where I go to that baseball game. I'll be fine.
So True Blue Philly sports guy, tomorrow is going to be almost like a 20-hour day. When are you guys going to be hitting ground? What time?
So that's a good question. Nothing opens up. Everything opens up around noon tomorrow.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
11 or 12 o'clock noon, and usually get our lunch in or whatever. That's usually when we start to make our way. It's only 2 blocks from here, which is great. Keep the walk on over. But the fun part is, like Philly Sports Guy was saying, you keep the walk in, your persona changes, you keep to take all the pictures, get the videos, start doing the interactions with the other fans. That's it's go time. And that's the fun part. It's the fun part. You get into character, you start building it, you start getting your attitude, you start thinking of the things that you can say. Make sure you can back up what you say about other team statistics.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, knowledge is going to be huge. Keith, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be taking up this whole show.
That's okay. Listen, I'm getting a lot of valuable information here. I think you and I should plan a time to stretch tomorrow as well, because
I think we should.
Sitting down a lot.
I think we should. And like I mentioned earlier, Keith, we should get some Red Bull and Gatorade, just in case.
I'm a little afraid of what that effect will be after that kind of thing. So, well, the idea is I'll be on with Mac and Jack, and I don't want that to.
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll just drink Pedialyte throughout the day, and we'll be all right. We'll be hydrated. Oh, you're muted. You're muted, Jamie. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay.
That's what happens sometimes. So should we start to talk about who we're going to be choosing?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess we should start with with the 10th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys select.
And you're muted, True Blue. You're muted.
Yep.
There you go.
So I would say this is going to be interesting. We've got. I'm starting to hear the rumbles of the tight ends and everything else. There's going to be 2 teams that are coming before the 10th pick that have a lot of impact. One is the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to have a huge impact. I whether they trade back or they take Pitts at that tight end position, that's going to be huge. And the other team I believe that's going to have a huge impact is, what are the Detroit Lions going to do? That's going to be the telltale sign of what's going to go on in this draft. Because at the number 10 in Jacksonville now, I'm starting to hear the rumbles out of the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have their interest in Horn out of South Carolina has piqued their ears, so that's changing a lot of things here for the scenario of the Dallas Cowboys, because you have Surtain sitting at number 10, which I don't think he's going to be there. If Horn goes to South Carolina, the one interest that I have is a kid from Northwestern, the offensive tackle, who can play multiple positions. So I'm thinking we might go offensive tackle at the number 10 pick.
Well, I
was going to say, wow, that goes right up right out of my playbook.
That's the whole point.
So who are you guys picking at 10, you think?
I believe the kid from Northwestern's there. He's going to be there. If he's there for the offensive tackle position, I think that's where we're going.
You're going Slater. So you're going Slater? That's the gentleman from Northwestern.
Yeah, to protect our $150 million. We just stuck $150 million in a quarterback.
And don't forget about that $90 million running back you guys got. That
exactly.
You wouldn't give the ball for 4 yards.
I think with Quinn coming in at the defensive coordinator, he's going to get his guys to step up a little bit. I'm hoping so.
Jamie, I guess I would say we would be on the clock, right? We would be on the clock.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
With the 11th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants choose.
Well, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that pick would go to the Atlanta Falcons, and we jumped up to get Sewell, offensive tackle from the Oregon Ducks at number 4. I would not be surprised if that were to happen.
Wow. And that would be a big jump. I mean, because you're going to have to give up some stuff for that. And after choosing 3 offensive linemen in the first 5 picks last year, you're going to choose another one?
not the first 5, because don't forget about McKinney. We got McKinney in the second round.
No, I'm talking the
but-
first 5 picks. Like your first 5 picks in the draft, there was 3 offensive linemen.
I know Thomas, Pearl, and then there was a linebacker. No, it wasn't the first 5 picks, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that because I think we went Thomas, then we went McKinney, then we went Pearl, and then I think we went linebacker on that 4th pick. But I know where you're coming from. But I think the plan, the fact that we had an outstanding offseason with free agency, Gettleman can't do any wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if he did jump at 4 for Sewell, or even if he would have went edge rusher from Georgia. I don't even get me to try and say it's no. I'm sorry, Georgia. Don't even. I'm just gonna say a chew because I can't even pronounce Aziz Julera. I wouldn't be shocked if we were to stay at 11. I don't see those 2 linemen being there. Therefore, and if Pitts was gone and Smith and Waddle were possibly gone, I would want Gettleman to go edge rusher from Georgia, even though the gentleman from Michigan is ranked a little bit higher.
So if the wide receivers are there, they're going to take them?
I mean, maybe for depth. I mean, it's going to be an interesting play if Pitts is there, which I doubt. If Smith is there, Waddle, I've heard a lot of chatter the last couple of days about Smith falling there, and the Giants would be all over him if he did fall that far. Well, that's what they say. Gettleman doesn't show his hand, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see them jumping up.
Any rumors are just meant to try to increase people's stock that you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
So who are you choosing? Who's your choice? You're trading up with the Atlanta Falcons?
Yep. And we're going to get Sewell from Oregon. That's what I believe. I wouldn't be surprised.
The reason why you would trade up is because you think that he's going to disappear by the 5th or 6th pick.
Yes. Yeah. Good time.
And you'll be competing. So you'll probably be competing a little bit with the Patriots for that 4th pick, I would assume.
Possibly,
yeah.
I'll refer to our Washington affiliate for the Patriots talk, but I think I feel that would possibly be a spot where if that's up for auction, that's going to be a tough spot.
There's been a lot of groundswell now that, and again, I've been off this bandwagon as far as the Patriots go for quite a while. That it's not Parcells' MO, but he's not going to have this chance. I'm sorry, Parcells. Good grief, where'd I get that from? Bill Belichick's MO to trade up, but you're not getting this chance all the time.
You must have went grocery shopping today. That's why you were.
Yeah. Well, Rick Meyer's not available this year, so.
Well, and I tell you what, so. The one thing that Belichick is really good at is evolving.
Yeah.
This would be a major evolution for him to trade up in the draft. It would be something that he, and it would be surprising because he's never had to do it before. But ultimately, that would be one of those things, which would mean that Pitts would be falling down to about 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big drop. That's a big drop because I'm figuring that they're going to stand pat and stay at 4, which means that I thought that it was going to be Detroit. Detroit could be one of those tough spots. I think Detroit is the reason why, because that's where your offensive lineman would go.
Right. So yeah.
But I believe that they need an offensive lineman. I think more than anything else, that's Detroit's MO, that they're going to have to start to protect. They got to protect Goff if they believe in him or not. You know what I mean? They got to start protecting.
Yeah, but Goff is the reason why that term "bridge quarterback" came into the Webster dictionary. But I was, for me, my concern about the wide receivers. I could easily see them going 4-5, and then actually, I mean, I could see one of the three going to Detroit. If anything, I can't remember the need for Detroit, but Carolina, I don't see Pitts getting past Carolina. With the great success that they had with Olsen through those years, and the fact that they were without him last year, it's almost like they would have to pick him up at 8. So I think that's why. That's why I believe that when we get to 11, that's the reason why we're going to jump up. If anything,
I don't think Pitts gets that far. I think Miami will grab him at
right. Well, I see Miami going with either Smith or Waddle, more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it all depends what the Bengals are going to do. Are they going to try and protect Barrow, or are they going to give him a weapon? If I'm not mistaken, yes, they have a decent running back in play now, but they may go running back at 5 or wide receiver, or shock everybody and get Pitts. So
I can't see him going running back that early, though.
No, and I'm with you. I don't. I'm starting to be a firm believer. You don't get a running back first round. I'm starting to. I'm starting to be a believer in that.
I think you might see 3 running backs later in the first round. Yeah,
agreed.
Well, we're going to get somebody else on here who may want to weigh in a little bit for the Giants pick. And you would know him from the Mac and Jack show on every Wednesday through Sunday.
Jack doesn't know anything about the Giants.
No, he does not, but Mac does.
Oh, Mac does. Oh, all right. I thought it was Jack. I was sure it was going to be Jack.
It would be him cutting in on my time for sure. That's for sure. He always does. So.
Hold on. You're talking.
Yes, I am.
Jack's turn to talk.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. That's very true. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, Mac? How you doing?
Good.
We're improving. We're improving, Mac. We're improving.
So we got True Blue. He's the Dallas fan, and Keith's the Washington fan, and of course
contributor. I'm the Washington contributor.
Okay, and we know Pags is the fan of the worst team in the NFL this year.
He's still crying. Crying. I didn't bring my tissues for you.
We will let the Philly game speak for itself.
No.
So another one crying. Still crying.
Yeah.
You anybody? No, nobody. Okay. All right. I have it right here waiting for y'all. Go ahead.
So Mac, you came in the perfect timing because we just announced that for the 11th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select.
Well, first of all, Gettleman ain't going to move down. I doubt that very much. I doubt he'll move up either. Last time he moved up, he got in a little bit of trouble, if you remember, with the defensive back. Listen, I had Lance Meadows on. He's a Giants broadcaster. He's on every outlet. And we talked about it a lot. And there's a few places that I think they're going to go. Their defensive backfield right now went from probably the most inexperienced backfield to one of the most experienced backfields in the league. It's probably the strength of their defense. And, of course, they lost their nose tackle this year so far. So we talked about a possible pass rusher. The offensive line is young. They could add another offensive lineman. But I'm looking for them to give Daniel Jones another weapon. I'm looking for him. If Smith is there or Waddle is there, I wouldn't be surprised with the injuries Shepard has. To get that one more weapon for Jones. This is a make or break here for him. So I think they're going to probably go after one of those wide receivers.
Good call.
But they would do that for depth, though, right? More so anything else.
I don't know. I don't know, Sneaky, because with last year Slayton played hurt. Of course, Shepard signed a big contract. They just picked up Galladay. I think it would. I don't know if it would be an extra one or depth. I think he would come in and play and be ready to go. If not full time this year, definitely next year. So it would give him one more weapon. We know.
Right.
the running back position, of course, with Saquon, with him being hurt so much, is we'll see how he plays this year. But they'll definitely, I think this is the year Daniel Jones either stays on the Giants, gets his contract, or he might be gone next year. So I think it's really important that they pick up one more weapon for him. And I think with those two talented receivers from Alabama, I would be looking for him to go after something like that.
Right. I mean, and even though, like, if, of course we would want Daniel Jones to be successful this year, but if he is or isn't, the following year, he's still under contract. So he would be in a backup role or possibly traded to competing.
Right. So I mean, I think him and Gettleman, this is going to be their last hurrah this year. I really do.
Agreed.
I really believe that. If they go offensive line, they picked up Lemieux last year. He's an animal. Their offensive line's really young. They might go offensive line. They might, you got a few good offensive linemen in there. You got Travis. You got, let me see here. Yeah, you got Tucker from USC. You got Dickerson from Alabama. You got a few good ones out there that might fall that far. So I know they're not going after a quarterback. That's for sure, like every other team is. But there's the possibilities are endless. And you figure with linebacker, you still got a couple good linebackers that maybe they'll the one from Penn State. He's got the connection with the defensive line coach there, Spencer, who we interviewed. He was the Penn State defensive coach. So he knows the guy is a little trouble off field, but
maturity issues.
Yeah.
A lot of rumors him falling down the draft boards too.
True.
Right. Yeah. Well, and the only reason why I would say depth in the wide receiver role is the fact that last year Galladay, had some injury concerns. Although we did sign him to a big contract. So if we were to pick up one of the top three or wide receivers, or even, although Pitts won't fall to us, I could understand that pickup as well. I mean, gentlemen can't go wrong, I believe, in the first round. You just can't go wrong, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think they have to move up to get that. There are going to be too many up at the top of the board picking up quarterbacks. We don't need a quarterback. A lot of people are going to fall. Philly, on the other hand, they need a quarterback. Washington needs a quarterback. Philly's going to be in a position maybe to get another defensive lineman for when I've been reading. Me and Pags talked about that earlier today. But Washington, what does Washington got? Fitzpatrick? I mean, they got to do something there. So,
a lot of rumors about them moving up to as high as 7 to get Trey Lance the last couple of days.
Oh, wow.
Listen, while we're on a Giants,
who are we talking about? Who are we talking going? Washington?
Washington, yeah. The team formerly known as the Redskins.
Right.
So a lot of rumors there the last couple of days. I don't know if they got the capital to get up there, but a lot of talk about that. Well, you guys are talking about the Giants, though. If Micah Parsons were to be their pick, is there a chance they're going to trade back? Because I don't think they need to take him at 11. They could trade back and get Micah Parsons. Patriots are looking at that 11 spot.
Well, from what I'm hearing, he's going to fall to the second round. That's from what I'm hearing, what I'm reading. And if that's the case, if he does fall in our lap the second round, I mean, I can't see Gettleman skipping over him.
I kind of think here, I'm going to keep doing it. I kind of see Washington possibly taking Parsons at 9.
I don't know if
stay there, and he still think he will be there.
If he is,
they need offense.
Dallas.
They need offense.
Listen, Dallas needs defense big time, right? That's been their problem for the last few years. They just lost Lee. Lee retired, and Dallas needs a linebacker, man, and they need defensive backs. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas grabs Micah before he drops. He's the best linebacker in the league. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Talent-wise, he's the best.
Wait.
I like the kid from Notre Dame too, and I'll butcher his name, Karoma, or I can't say his name, but I'd like that kid too.
Sean Lee retired?
Yeah, he's all done.
Wow. Okay, so now Dallas is going to have a lot of duct tape and Gorilla Glue laying around in the facilities because that's what he was playing with, the last 5 years.
Well, they still have Van Der Esch, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Van Der Esch is still there, so he'll be used. It'll still be used.
Okay.
Sean Lee's coaching. Sean Lee will be coaching. So the interesting thing is, I believe we will get, like I'm saying, one of the cornerbacks at number 10, or it's going to be fishy one of these ways. But when we get into the second round, we have enough capital to move up in the draft with the capital that we have. So I believe, like you're saying, if Micah Parsons is there in the second round, we will jump ahead, because we're all sitting right there. The NFC East is all sitting right there in the draft. We just revolve a little bit on the second and third rounds, but we have enough capital to move up ahead of everybody.
Well, I'll be interested to see how Dak plays this year. That injury was really, really bad. Wheels is a part of his game, man. And, it's going to be interesting to see how, that big contract that Dallas signed him to, how he plays this year. You look at the offensive line, they were really banged up. Zeke wasn't running. He didn't have the holes to run through, really. I really don't blame Zeke that much. I mean, he's hard to run over 300-pound guys, so it's going to be interesting to see if that investment that Jerry Jones made in Dak is going to pay off. If he's still, that injury was really bad, guys. You know how bad that injury was.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm saying, saying too, at number 10, we will take an offensive tackle.
Well, that's going to not help your defense at all. That's for sure.
That's just how I see it playing out. If that's the case, we're going to protect our investment. Yeah, we've got those free agents coming over from Atlanta and wherever. But the thing is, Jerry's going to protect his investment, get a kid that can defend against that defense.
We'll see what happens. I mean, a rookie stepping in is hard. We'll see what happens. I mean, Dallas had one of the best offensive lines for decades. I mean, the team, anybody.
Yeah, but that line matured over the years, though. That line was part of that team that went 1-15 or whatever you want to call it, and then they became, the offensive line where Emmett was able to get ahead and get that rushing record. But Mac, you brought up a good point. You brought up rookies coming in college, stepping in. But regardless, if Dallas gets an offensive line or even a cornerback, because I think they were talking about Surtain or another gentleman, I can't think of right off the bat. No matter what, it's going to take time for them to develop. No matter what, no matter who they select.
Oh, that's definitely. I agree. Getting rid of the defensive coordinator was the best thing they did last year. The defense of Dallas was all over the place. They didn't know what the hell.
Yeah.
And so we'll see. I mean, a lot has to do with coaching, developing talent, as you guys know. The faster you can develop them, the better you can. That's why Dallas, you talk about they need time to mature. Dallas had the best offensive line coach in the league for years. I mean, that guy, you can go back to Tony Dorsett, never mind Emmitt Smith, and all the way through. This guy was outstanding.
Good point.
So I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'll be interested to see how Dak does and Washington. I mean, if you're going to be Fitzpatrick's going to be your starting quarterback, you're going to have some big highs and big lows. And, of course, Philly, we don't even know what Hurts can do yet. So that'll be interesting over there, too.
Well, I can say I do happen to know a little bit about what Danny Dimes can do, and he's not so exciting yet either. You know what I mean? So whether he's not had the weapons or he's picked
which he hasn't, which he hasn't, and then two, Kurtz is going to be in a similar situation that Jones was in. He's going to have a whole new coaching staff. The same thing with Jones. He's going to have a whole new system, offensive system. So, I mean, and I say that to, don't be surprised if we're going to have this conversation end of next year saying Hurts is not the guy. And you can have the same argument that I did. I said, because Hurts, when you're a rookie, you've got to have consistency. And Jones didn't have that, and Jones replaced the Hall of Famer. The luxury that Hurts has is he's not. So, that's the benefit that Hurts has. And by Hall of Famer, I mean Eli Manning, of course, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
I was going to ask you who you meant.
Super Bowl MVP, Head coach. Oh, yeah, that too. But I mean, following in the footsteps of Eli Manning, I'm just saying.
I agree.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I don't think he's anywhere. He only looks like Eli Manning, and he could play Eli Manning in the Peyton Manning story, movie, made for television. That's what he could do.
Well,
That's exactly.
You got to remember, Pags. He broke some rookie records in his first year. He did some
For
good
fumbles and what?
That too, yeah, that too. That's one of the records he broke. But
Yeah, exactly.
He also set some records in passing too. So he does have the arm. He does have the smarts.
But like most pass attempts.
No, 25 touchdown passes in his rookie year. 11 picks his rookie year. Almost 3,000 yards passing. He's there. Like you said when you started, he may not have the weapons. Well, now he has the weapons, and now he's in the system for the second year in a row with Garrett. And now we can see. Now, hopefully, this year we can see what he can do. Don't forget, Eli had Kevin Gilbride for the first 7 years of his career, and look what he did in those first 7 years. So, I'll leave it at that.
How do you think Saquon comes back?
I don't know.
Oh,
Let's keep pushing.
You know what? I think he's coming. If anything, he's coming back determined. He's determined to make a story, and we're going to see. We're going to see.
I don't know. I don't know, Pags. I mean, you figure he's been hurt twice in 3 years. It's hard when you get hurt like that a couple years in a row and you're missing the seasons. It's really hard to come back from that. I hope if he's back 100%, then I think the Giants win the division. If he's not, then it's going to be a contest between the Cowboys and the Giants, and maybe the Redskins a little bit. But the only two teams with enough talent on paper right now are the Cowboys and the Giants. If Saquon comes back all the way, I think the Giants might even win that division this year.
Mm-hmm. Well,
last year.
But I'll tell you this: regardless, the Giants did pick up the 5th option for Saquon. So at least the Giants believe in him. So if anything, I'm not saying we don't. The Giants.
I get it. I get it. I mean, it's going to be a testament to his mental toughness. That's the one thing. It's going to be a mental thing more than anything else when he comes back and steps back into the on the field. And I hope that he does step back. I mean, obviously, it's like I want to be able to see the best of everybody being able to play, and then us you guys that way. I want to beat you guys at your best, not your worst. Which is where the Giants have been most of the time, or at least for the better part of the last 5 years. So, I don't remember you guys winning many except that last one.
Yeah, I know you don't, but I can't remember you guys winning one except for one. So
exactly.
You can go into history if you want, Pags.
We can go into history. We can go into history. Like we could look at you guys had for the longest time. You guys had the winning record. You guys had an above 500 record against the Eagles. But now where are you at?
Oh, you're talking about Super Bowls. You haven't seen us win.
Oh, I was talking about just because you guys won a Super Bowl, you got lucky a couple of times. You beat Tom Brady twice.
Got lucky a couple of times. I think you guys got lucky too. I think Wes
Walker got one of those Super Bowl rings. Just an FYI.
Mm-hmm.
Catch the ball lastly, Walker.
Yeah.
There you go. See it. Wes Welker.
You owe the Eagles kind of a kudos because back in the day, it was the Eagles beating the Giants that turned the whole franchise around. If you remember the fumble by Joe Pisarcik and Larry Zonka.
Oh, you want to go way back there? I can go back before that if you want, but I don't think
that's the game. But that's the game that brought the Giants that we know in the more modern era.
No. See, Keith, you missed. That's the part of developing a championship team. You find out the errors, you correct them, and then you move on. Like you said, the fumble, and then the Deshaun Jackson kickoff or return. What happened? We won the Super Bowl that following year. You see it, you learn from it. And you make things count, and that's exactly what they did.
I really miss
firing the coach and the general manager.
Well, Sneaky. Your history's not too good there. He's talking about the fumble in the Meadowlands.
Oh no, I know what he's talking about. Yeah.
1970.
That was turned over the entire organization.
That was 1978. Sneaky. We didn't make it back to 1986 for the Super Bowl. It took a lot to get there. You're talking George Young. You're talking Bill Parcells. You're talking about Bill Belichick. You're talking about hiring a new staff.
Right.
So you weren't even a fan yet, Sneaky. He's
Well,
not even a
but,
fan
but,
yet.
but I am aware that the history. If I'm not mistaken, after that fumble, that whole coaching staff got fired, right? And then that
in the front office, yeah.
and then that brought on Parcells, which a couple years later, '86, we were drinking the champagne and popping bottles,
I was part of,
We were, because he was on the team then. He wasn't even a fan yet, but he was on the team.
I was part of that big ticket burning protest they had at Giant Stadium over that. And
okay.
They were gonna either do that or lose all their fans. So
it's really good to have another old guy on the show besides.
Yes.
Hey, I still take pride being the baby of the bunch. By the way, I still take pride.
But really, Pags is not that old, Keith. But the Dallas Cowboys. Now, let me tell you about a team I hate. All right, I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this.
Oh,
team.
I'm ready.
Not only did they
take it personally, True Blue.
Not only did they take the greatest defensive coordinator next to Bill Belichick, Tom Landry, away from us, then they continued to beat our butts through the 70s. And with Roger Staubach and all those, oh my God, I can go on.
They gave
and
it
on.
Craig Morton. What do you want?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was the great. I don't think they gave it to us. I think he left because of Staubach. And of course, Craig Morton took the Broncos to the Super Bowl shortly after that, which Dallas beat him.
Yep.
I mean, listen, the Cowboys rivalry and the Giants rivalry is so bad is because of what happened originally back when Tom Landry left and became the coach of the Cowboys. Then I think they were called, I don't know if they were called the Dallas Texans then or not, but something like that.
No,
where the Cowboys,
there was two teams.
That was the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
they
that was the Chiefs.
ended up moving to the Kansas City Chiefs. But there was something to do with Texans with Dallas Cowboys too. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. But anyway, they won only one game in their first year. You know who they beat?
I don't want to say Minnesota.
Don't say the Giants.
Call the Giants. Oh.
That was the only one they won. And from then on, it was it. And, the Eagles are known for their cheap shots when Bednarik hits Gifford and knocks him out of the game. So, I mean, the Eagles have been playing dirty forever. And that's why I enjoy beating them so much. The Redskins, I can live with it.
Well, Mac, you are in luck. Now the Eagles are known for eating horse feces. I'm sorry, Eagle fans.
There again,
Eagle fans. That's what they're known for now. So I mean, at least you have that.
That's all he's got. That's all he's got.
I'm gonna
use about all the things that he puts in his body. You want to talk about food and eating? You know what I mean?
It ain't horse manure. I'll tell you that. It ain't horse manure. You damn right.
I mean,
what I do with my mouth and tongue is my business, Jamie. What I do in my spare time, that's my business.
Listen, the Eagles were so bad.
I love you,
Steve. The Eagles were so bad that Dick Vermeil, when he left the Eagles, he was able to take the Rams to the Super Bowl. That's how bad the Eagle organization is. I mean,
hold on. Scratch that.
What did you just say later, though, Mac?
Yeah, exactly. Like he retired for 20 years. 20 years.
Exactly. That's how bad the Eagles were.
They made him retire.
He had PSD coaching the Philadelphia Eagles. It took him 20 years of going through therapy.
And as bad as we were, we still kick the Giants' butts all the time. We beat the Giants handily all the time.
In that 20-year span, I don't think so. I don't think
blah. If you had gone against the Eagles in any one of those Super Bowls, you guys would have gotten spanked like you normally do every time.
No. Jason Sehorn, you might want to look that up. That pick that he had against McNabb, delicious.
Listen, all McNabb saw was the Giants' defensive line for a lot of games. They were all on top of them. But I will give the Eagles credit. They were a very tough organization, and it was always a game. Now, present's the present. We'll have to deal with that the next few years. Well, Pags will have to anyway. We won't have to, but we'll see what happens.
Listen. Oh, you won one in 5 years, and now all of a sudden you guys have turned the tables, right? That's what you're saying to me. That's what you're saying.
Wait.
You guys won like 13 of the first 14 games.
I'm sorry.
13 of the first 14 games that we've ever played against each other were won by the Giants, and now we have a winning record against the Giants.
Look. You know what? The Philadelphia organization can have all the wins. You can have all the division championship hats. You can have all the NFC championship game appearances. We go for Super Bowls. You guys enjoy that one you have in your trophy case. We're going to go ahead and enjoy the 4. So I don't care if you guys have 20 wins ahead of us. I could care less. It's all about the hardware, and you guys are behind us. Bottom line. That is what matters. Nobody remembers how many times Philadelphia beats the Giants. They remember 4-1, or
I don't know. It seems like a lot of people remember that. And you seem to remember all the time. When you bring up the horse all the time. So you were talking about remembering stuff. But you're going to say,
thank you. We talk about 4-1, or like I would say, between dedication of Keith and Mac, 8 to your 4. I even went old school on y'all. What? Boom.
And you can even add 5 more for the Cowboys. I mean, this is the winningest division in history as far as Super Bowls and championships go. If you think about it, guys. I mean, even we can throw
that a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
we can throw that. We can throw the Eagles one in there on top of there. That's very nice.
But we're the only division to have a ring across the board. Nobody else has that. That's why we play so tough. That's why we are the fans who we are.
Yeah,
exactly. And the fact, you could show all those rings. We see the fake one that you had when you threw like 6 touchdowns in a game.
I'm sorry. Oh, that mattered. Actually, that wasn't the one that I threw 6. But thank you for bringing that up. I did sling that rock, Jamie. I did. Oh wait. I'll tell you what. For you,
I brought that up last week. That's where he stopped counting at 6.
I'll put that on my thumb just for you, Jamie, just for you.
When I brought up the 6 touchdowns last week, I said that's where I turned it off. I think he might have thrown 11 in that game. I'm not sure.
It keeps going up. It keeps going up.
It was more like 15, but who's counting, right? Who's counting at that point?
Sneaky's over there looking like Thanos.
Right? I just need one more, and don't make me snap my fingers. It'd be a wrap. You said Thanos. That's why I like you, True Blue. That's why I like you. Thanos. That was good.
And this is the quality. Good. This is the quality entertainment that you get in the NFC East show.
Yes.
Amazing.
We haven't even started yet. We haven't even gotten to my pick yet. This is where we're.
Oh my God, that's right.
Very excited for being here, guys. I really am.
How is this show not getting?
I'm happy to have you, Mac. We needed to give Sneaky a little bit of help because he was feeling a little down, and he's still crying about how he didn't make the playoffs and how the Eagles should have won that game and did whatever to do whatever, and he uses the Dallas toilet paper all the time.
Not at all. I'm going to let the Philly game speak for itself. That's why the coach ain't there.
Pat tears dry, just to make all that stuff together.
I'm gonna let the Philly game speak for itself because that's why the coach ain't there anymore. So
anyway, True Blue, what's going on over there? What do you think they're going to do with Zeke, man? I mean, Zeke has another bad year. What are they going to do? They're going to go to the young kid, or they're going to stick with this guy?
No, they're going to stick with him. The kid we have in backup, I love him. He can get there, but he's not Zeke. He is not Zeke. That's why I'm saying we're going to go offensive tackle. We might go offensive tackle at number 10. We might trade back up to get our defensive guy. I think Dan Quinn's going to do us justice on the defensive side.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you guys. Your problem. You've always had a good offense. It's been the defense. I mean, if you want to go for offense, I mean, if Dallas wants to do that, thank you. I mean, if you can't stop nobody, you ain't going to win.
See, that's been the whole thing is, defense. I agree 100%. I think that's why I think some coordinators are coordinators. They don't make offensive head. They don't make head coaches. I'm sorry. That's why I think Dan Quinn's slipping back into the road, defensive coordinator. He's going to do what he did for the Seattle Seahawks: intimidation, hard hitting, get the defense going with the players that he has. Not get all
They
these
had
people.
a lot of talent on those Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, they did.
We've got a lot of talent right now. Whether you got to look at the numbers, look at the players, look at the guys we got in free agency.
All right,
I don't know if I can confirm with those Seattle teams, though.
So well, you know what? Let's do a comparison. The Chancellor. Tell me who would be a good clone of Chancellor on the Dallas Cowboys now.
Wilson. He's
Wilson
right there. Last year was his first year. Man, the kid.
I was going to say, I thought I was in the movie Lost. Wilson.
Well, now mind you, he got suspended for the first 2 games. So
okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or Earl Thomas. Who's your safety? That's going to be Earl Thomas-like. Oh, okay. All right. That's a loaded question. Corner. Sherman-like.
Diggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not okay. Let me take a step back. True Blue, I'm not challenging you. I'm asking your opinion, and that it is what it is. It's your opinion, and I will respect it. So,
it's just a cross combination of everything.
Right.
I think with the defensive players, the way the NFL is playing today, with the way that the coaches are slinging the ball, I think everything else is changing. But the cool thing is the defensive players that we got can sit stable with the linebackers. We've got the big boy linebackers back there sitting in the backfield. Our defense last year sucked for one of the biggest reasons. Our defensive coordinator just did not know what he was doing there in the backfield. What the defensive players that we had with the defensive calling, it just didn't. There was none of that. So
right.
I think Quinn's going to do a lot better job.
Can't do no worse, that's for sure, my friend.
No.
So what about the? Yeah, go ahead, True Blue. Sorry.
No, I was saying with the coordinators too that he's bringing in. I think that makes a big difference with the assistant coordinators, I should say. That makes a huge difference. Nobody sees that part. Nobody talks about that part. All they see is the defensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, the head coach. The assistant coaches are big time. So we'll see. I can't wait. I can't wait for training camp.
And you're right. The Legion of Boom was one of the best defenses. I would honestly put them in a top 5, if anything, in NFL history. You're right. That's right. And it's going to be, I'm not saying Quinn can't get them there, but, it's going to take some developmental. They got to understand the schemes, and he does have to put the right players in place, to put him in a position to win. Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Well, here's another big thing. Sean Lee, where he's stepping in. Now he's not playing. He just keeps to sit behind, and he's going to help. I believe he will help out. He's not sitting there trying to play, trying to do everything. He's going to be able to sit there and show the guys, this is the scheme. This is how they're trying to work. This is what you guys need to do. This is how you do it. I think from a coaching standpoint, he's going to be even more better as a leader than he was on the field.
Okay, that's fair. Well, because he'll sit back and be able to, to assist in a way as coaching. Now, is he going to be like a linebacker coach, or is he just going to be like a statistician for the first couple? I don't know. It's a loaded question, but what do you think?
Well, you know how Mr. Jones is. When Mr. Jones has somebody that he likes and he wants, it's family. So
right.
It's one of those decisions. It's what he wants to do, how he wants to live it out.
Well, first, Sneaky, top 5 defenses in the history of football. You really said that.
Well, it was a stretch. That I'll agree. That's a stretch.
That's a big.
And I mean, because you got Baltimore, you got the Big Blue Wrecking Crew, you got the '86 Bears. I mean,
it's Big Blue Wrecking Crew. Didn't hold the
damn
handle to
right.
that gangrene defense.
Oh, please.
The purple people eaters.
I mean, you could talk to Raiders, the Steelers. I mean, the Packers. Yep. I mean, the Eagles of the '60s. I mean, there's a lot of defenses you're putting them ahead of.
Yeah, I was just throwing it out there, and I understand it was a stretch.
Good defense. Solid.
Relatively speaking, those defensive backs he mentioned are all going to the Hall of Fame, probably.
Yes. So. I would think so. And Washington contributor. How come we're not hearing nothing about the Redskins from you over there, man? I mean,
that's because we haven't gotten to him yet. He's further down the draft board.
Yeah, we'll get to him on Friday or something.
Who won the division last year?
Yeah, because I'm going to let the Eagles game.
More tears are about to come.
Yeah.
More tears are about to come.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Where is Doug? Where is Doug? Does he have a job this year?
Hey,
where is Doug?
He quit.
No.
He don't want to be a part of it anymore. That's it. Yeah, listen. Didn't you read the articles? Come on now.
No, I didn't. Once he, like I said, I'll let the game speak for itself. I was just curious where he was winning, but it's not surprising. I'll say that.
Keep crying. Keeps on
I ain't
crying.
crying.
Keep
I ain't
on
crying. I ain't crying at
Cry
all.
me a river.
Hold on. Sorry, just activated. I will say this. Nope, I'm gonna let the Philly game speak for itself.
Let me tell you one thing. I agree with you, Sneaky. The Eagle organization front office is screwed up right now. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
They have no idea what they're doing. They get rid of a quarterback that they think they signed for a multi-million-year, $1 million deal. They end up getting rid of him because he can't get along with people in the locker room. The manager doesn't know what he wants to do. Fires the head coach that just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
They were just they were in the playoffs the year before.
And they have no clue what they're doing over there right now. So he can listen. Philly can say "Cry me a river" all you want. He's just going to be crying a river for the next couple of years.
Well, Mac, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a serious question. Sure. I want you, and I'm going to insult you real quick. I want you to pretend to be an Eagles fan for like 2 minutes. All right. I want you to be Carson Wentz. How would you feel that you got injured? Okay. You got injured. Your team won the Super Bowl, right? That was great. But then you have a statue of the backup quarterback that won you that Super Bowl. And then the year that you got injured on a questionable hit, we can all agree that was a questionable hit, they don't give you help. Well, I'm sorry. No, they did get a wide receiver. But then they draft a quarterback in the second round? What does that tell you? Mac. You're now Carson Wentz. What does that tell you as an organization by drafting a quarterback in the second round? And every time you come to work, you got to see that damn statue of the second string quarterback with the coach. How would you
go in that?
Get me out of town.
Well, let me tell you, Sneaky. This goes way back to the beginning when Carson Wentz was there. He's been a problem in the locker room. He's been unapproachable by players. We've had a guy from Philly Voice talking about Carson Wentz before he got let go, and he said Carson Wentz should go because he wasn't a leader in that locker room.
Wait. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I mean, didn't he buy his linemen or his offensive team guns one year? I mean, you don't buy your team presence if you guys aren't.
What I'm telling you is in the locker room.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
how come I never heard that story?
He bought him like a revolver or something because he hunts.
I never
heard that story. I have never heard that story.
Okay.
But anyway, Sneaky, he's been unapproachable. He wants to do his things way. He didn't listen to coaches. Had a big what to do with the coaching staff. So this was going to happen eventually. It's just the way that they did it to give this man that extension and then trade him and count that against your cap. I mean, it was crazy what they did there. So I don't know. I think the front office in Philadelphia needs some cleaning house. They have to clean house up.
Right.
I really know that. I think even Jamie knows that. So
2016, Carson Wentz bought his offensive lineman all Beretta silver pigeon.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll send it
I
right
think
to
you
you.
guys are way too hard on Carson Wentz, and you're going to see it this year with him back with Frank Reich. You're going to see him do a lot of good things in Indianapolis.
And in 2017, they all wanted to shoot him with that gun, Keith. So. All right, so I mean, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know there was a huge article written, and it got national publicity about Carson Wentz, and he had death threats. The guy that's going to be on the draft show with us, as a matter of fact, he had death threats. He had a lot of the Eagles removed his pass to go and cover the games, but they couldn't deny it. In fact, Carson Wentz said that he couldn't deny the report. They were having problems a long time ago with Carson Wentz.
Wow.
So I don't know why they decided to sign him to an extension. I have no idea.
Might be because the team caused a problem with the quarterback situation by the way they handled all of it with Foles and taking his job away and putting statues up, as Sneaky said, and bringing in another quarterback when you got a quarterback you're paying $1 gazillion who can play the game when he's healthy, and he's been mismanaged for about 5 years. Listen,
I guess we'll see how he does in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That'll tell the story. It's an indictment of all the teams in this division when the most stable front office in all of it is the Washington football team.
And they're not stable. What are you talking about?
You kidding me? That team that they're being run very well now. The Snyder's out of the picture, and they got Jason Wright and Martin Mayhew running the show there with Ron Rivera as the head coach. They're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, as long as the cheerleaders don't talk about what happened.
I wasn't going to say it.
Keep talking about stuff that happened 2 years ago. These guys weren't there. These guys weren't there.
That's funny.
I'm glad he did something. I'm glad he finally did something and got the heck out of the game, because when he was calling down the sideline to tell tell Hastings to come out of the game without telling the coach, that's a pretty good owner.
No owner should be on the field ever.
Agreed.
Jerry Jones, Arthur Blank. What I don't know if the Philly owner gets on the field.
I'm not talking about going out in the field. I'm talking about calling down the field and pulling him out of the game. I'm not even talking about going on the field.
You don't think Jerry Jones has been calling plays for years in freaking Dallas?
Oh, I'm sure. I am absolutely sure he has.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why Kellen. That's why
it's okay. I'm not saying that makes it all right.
Well, that's why Kellen Moore still has a job, and that's the only reason why Kellen Moore still has a job, because of Jerry Jones.
Good point.
Where did
one of his daughters or something?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know that. Look at the Redskins. The Redskins. Oh my God! I'll be getting this show kicked off Facebook.
Yeah, soon. I can tell.
It's still the team that won the division last year, guys. And the defense is really, really good. And I guarantee you, with Fitzpatrick, they'll get out 4-0, and they'll probably finish 5-12. So,
I sure doubt that he's going to start off 4-0.
That's his MO. That's his MO. He starts out like Fitzmagic, and then he turns into Fitz whatever.
Crapper.
Yes.
He is what he is, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, with the career with Fitzgerald, and I just want to throw this out there, why is he in the league so long? And McNow too. The McNow that was on 7 different teams. Like what? And the Colt McCoys. I mean the Trent Dilfers. What
Trent Dilfer wasn't. He got out. But
eventually
there is something to be said for somebody holding the clipboard. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be the guy holding the clipboard, you are going to that guy. I always feel like that the backup quarterback is like the assistant offensive coordinator. And the only reason why I say that is that when you think about it, when I used to think about it, when it was Jim McMahon was an Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
After he left Chicago and he came here to Philadelphia, we had Kotite as our coach, and they would go in at halftime, and they said that the coaches would go into the office and they would be like smoking cigarettes and cigars, and that any of the adjustments were made by Jim McMahon. And he was the one that would make the adjustments, and they would come out and do really well. When the Eagles went and started off their season 7-2, McMahon was the reason for that. He had a fight with Kotite, and they didn't win another game after that. They wound up ending that game and ending that season 7-9 after starting off 7-2, and it cost Kotite his job. He wound up going to the Jets, and I don't think he won a game up there either. I think he maybe won 1 or 2 games, and that was that. But I mean, literally,
to that.
But to get back to the point, I feel that that's what the backup quarterback, is good for. He was an assistant offensive coordinator, and that's why some of these guys stay in for so long. And in Fitzpatrick's case, he learns the game by watching. And then when he watches for so long, he sees all the mistakes that can be made and fixes them and does that. And then he tries to recreate it every week. And the problem is after the third week, he can't recreate it anymore because he makes mistakes based off of what he's thinking he's making. So, and we did get True Blue back, but I had to take him off there while he was on it was my face. Since he's on my computer, so.
Well, Pags, they're not necessarily a assistant offensive coordinator. You get experienced quarterbacks to help in the film room, to help the quarterbacks read defenses and coverages. They can come in and play for a short time while the starting quarterback goes down. It's good to have a good backup. There's no doubt about that. If you go all the way back in the past, I mean, you can go back to Earl Morrall, who was a decent starting quarterback, but he's the one that led the Miami Dolphins to the perfect season, not Bob Greasy.
Right. Yeah.
He also replaced Johnny Unitas in the Super Bowl for the Colts when the Colts finally won their Super Bowl. He was a backup quarterback. Guys like you have like that, like you're mentioning Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy's been in the league for a long time. He's been in a lot of film rooms. He's talked to a lot of offensive coordinators. He's there for support for the starting quarterback. Fitzpatrick's a different breed. He's a starting quarterback, whether you believe that or not. That's what Fitzpatrick is. Fitzpatrick is not a backup quarterback, guys. He's not going to be standing around holding a clipboard. He's going to challenge Tua for the starting job and beat Tua if they were right with it. He should have been a starting quarterback for the Dolphins. Fitzpatrick is just inconsistent. That's the problem with Fitzpatrick. He can throw.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish your thought. I'm so sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
He can throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in one game, but he is not the kind of quarterback that's going to win you a Super Bowl. He'll keep you. He'll keep you in games. He may give you a winning record, but he's not a quarterback that's going to lead you to the Super Bowl.
That's because he's never going to be a starter on a team good enough to win the Super Bowl.
But Keith, he might come in and sub in the Super Bowl and win that Super Bowl.
It's funny you talk about inconsistency. So, and I'm looking at his numbers right now. They're not bad numbers, but and here's the but.
What's the wins and losses?
He has 60. I'll give him 61% completion, which isn't too bad. He's thrown for almost 35,000 yards. He averages 7 yards per attempt, 223 touchdown passes. Only, and I do say this kindly, 169 interceptions. But you're right,
What's
Keith.
the wins and losses?
59, 86, and 1.
That's not a quarterback stat.
Sure it is.
And that was going to be my next question. That was going to be
Please.
He's the most important player on the team, and the wins and losses are going to get attributed there.
That's not a quarterback stat, Keith.
Well, because he doesn't get himself to good teams because there's not a job for him.
Right. I mean, you put Tom Brady on the Jets for the last 5 years. Guess what his record's going to be? Come on.
Well, wait.
I don't guarantee it wouldn't be as bad as it is.
I don't.
I would agree
Matt,
with that.
Matt, I don't know if I believe that because we can all agree a certain quarterback brings on a certain persona.
Exactly.
And when Brady went on to the Bucs, although the Bucs were already loaded, all right, we can agree they're already loaded. But the fact that he brought on that persona of 6-time Super Bowl champion. And then we could think back when Brett Favre went on to the Jets. He brought on that persona, which made him competitive. I can't remember what was it with. Did they have a winning record when he was with the Jets? 8-8. Okay, that was probably
out like 5-0.
Right, right. And then even with Minnesota, he got him into the NFC Championship game.
The point of the matter is, you're talking about Minnesota was already a good team. You're not talking about going on a bad team. Most quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, unlike Brady, who was on a good team in the Super Bowl, but just went to the Super Bowl a couple years before.
That's fair.
He came on a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Burrows right now. How did Burrows do in his first year? You think Burrows is a bad quarterback?
He's a great quarterback.
They didn't win with him, Keith, because it's not on a good team, Keith.
You can't compare Fitzpatrick with Burrow. Listen, Fitzpatrick hasn't got a winning record because he can't get a job on a good team.
Yeah.
Get a job on a good team. It's not just because he played for bad teams. He can't get a job with a good team.
Was Miami a good team, Keith?
Ding, 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 ding.
Not when they signed him.
We're supposed to be talking about a draft. We ain't talking about Fitzpatrick anymore. I'm tired of talking about him. He sucks as a quarterback. He's going to stink with Washington. This is a draft episode. We are here in Cleveland. I don't care about what Fitzpatrick did 5 years ago, 2 years ago, what he's going to do next year. We are talking about an NFL draft.
Then let's do it.
They're drafting a quarterback in the second or third round. So he may not be the quarterback.
Bring it in, host.
I will end
that's what I did. I had to focus us back in. We were starting to get way off course.
Yeah, I will end with this. This is his 10th NFL team. I'm done. I'm done with Fitz. I'm done. I had to throw that out there.
All right, good. Glad that you're finished. But he's on
the wait a minute. Isn't he on the Redskins?
Yeah. He's on.
That's the NFC East team, right? Go ahead. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, we ain't done with him yet. We're just done talking about him right now. So as of right this second, with the 12th pick in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia
Eagles.
Eagles.
A long time between picks, by the way.
Yeah, I tell you, it was definitely longer than 15 minutes. So,
a long commercial break.
The Philadelphia Eagles, I think, trade the pick.
Ooh.
And I'll be honest, I think that it's going to be traded to New England. And I think New England jumps those couple of spots to grab that one quarterback that he wants.
Who's it going to be left?
Well, that's going to be the hard part, but I think that's who's good. I think that's the one partner that I believe that they will work together. I feel like that the Eagles would be able to trade with New England. And then if that's the case, that's where I would say that they're going to go with Kwity Paye. So from Michigan. Kwity Paye is his name. I know you were having a hard time saying that earlier. That's what I would think that they would do. If they happen to stand pat, if they happen to stand pat at 12, my expectation is that they will take J.C. Horn. But I think that they're going to move back because I believe that Kwity Paye will drop to 15. I don't think anybody else is going to take him. So, and I believe that the only other team that is going to be necessarily looking for a quarterback is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. And that's who New England is going to try to jump over to get the quarterback. I feel that they are not real happy. I know that they gave him a little bit of an extension with Cousins, but they are not sold on him at all. And my expectation is that they would choose a quarterback if there's one available. If one of the top 5 quarterbacks are available, and as we've been talking about this draft and the way that teams have been thinking about this lately, it looks like the quarterbacks could possibly go 1, 2, 3, and then you won't see another quarterback taken again. It's possible. And if that's the case, that's when you're going to see the little bit of movement where if he's not going to get his quarterback, if he's not going to be able to jump up to the 4 spot, that they will jump up to the 12 spot and grab a quarterback there.
I think he wants to trade Lance, by the way.
Why would you even do that? I mean, if you want 20, he's going to fall there anyway. Why would you want to move up? Or why would you want to move up?
I think because that Minnesota would choose him. I feel like Minnesota feels that they actually have a pretty strong team and that they are quarterback away.
So you're saying the Pats are going to jump up to Philly's spot to get a quarterback? That's what you're saying?
Yes. Now, obviously, that means that they weren't able to make a deal with Atlanta, that they weren't able to make a deal with Detroit or any other team above us.
Well, if you look at the Pats, right? You got the Giants ain't taking a quarterback. Dallas ain't taking a quarterback. Philly's not taking a quarterback. The Chargers are not taking a quarterback. You think Minnesota's going to draft a quarterback? Really?
I think Minnesota would draft a quarterback.
I wouldn't be shocked either. Kirk
They're
Cousins
not happy with Cousins. They're
Fitzpatrick
absolutely
without the
not
beard.
happy with Cousins. It wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, Minnesota's actually got a really good team. They had their defense was hurt last year, and that made a big difference. Their offense, they actually have some pretty strong offensive weapons. I mean, they have one of the better running backs in the league. They've got Thielen, who's a fantastic receiver. They just got a quarterback who's a head case. And that's why I think that they would choose a quarterback there. And they would, have him. He wouldn't be the starter right out the gate, but he would definitely compete for the starting position because I feel that if Cousins was to slip up, that they would go with somebody else. So I am not. That's what I think. That's what I think, and I feel that it would be worth it for New England to jump up those 3 spots to pick a quarterback over Minnesota. Because I think I think that Pyle would be there at 15.
I don't see any. I can't recall the teams that are at need at quarterback other than what
Denver Broncos.
I know, and Jacksonville obviously.
They traded for Bridgewater, so they're probably not going to draft a quarterback.
Well, I mean, you got the top 3. The top 3 are in absolute desperate need of a quarterback. Well, I mean, really, you got San Francisco, who's at the number 3 spot, who still has Garoppolo, and really that could be the trade that happens with the Patriots, where the Patriots get Garoppolo back.
I still think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to trade a 3rd-round pick for him?
Probably.
I mean, that would make some sense too.
Yeah,
that would
get him cheap.
That would be the difference on whether they can get one of the top 5 quarterbacks in this draft. Because the last time that there was these 5 quarterbacks was the 2000 was it 2000 draft or the 99 draft, the McNabb draft, where you had Culpepper, McNabb.
That was 98. If I'm not mistaken. Was that 98?
98, 99.
I think that was
98. There was 5 quarterbacks. So every 10 to 12 years this happens, because there was another time that happened after that as well, where there was 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 21 picks. Listen, and this is another one of those drafts.
I don't even see that quarterback class this good anyway. After Trevor, what do you got? You got guys that played 1 year. You got guys that are unproven, that are independent leagues that haven't played good competition, or a guy that's been on Alabama, which me and you could probably be a draft pick on Alabama. I mean, I don't see this quarterback class this strong. I don't see it strong at all.
Everybody keeps overlooking Justin Fields. Justin Fields, see that trade with Bridgewater, the Broncos, I think entices the Denver Broncos to go after Justin Fields at the number 9 position.
Maybe.
But okay, well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying because of the sheer fact that they traded, he wants competition. That's how John Elway works. You look at everything John Elway ever done with quarterbacks. He always wants the competition. That'd be a prime spot for Justin Fields at number 9, and I think that's where everybody needs to look at for the New England Patriots to jump to.
Yeah, but didn't he step down? Isn't he no longer making the decisions over there?
That's what I was going to say. I don't think he's got the power anymore.
He's still with the team as a consultant. He's still getting a paycheck from them.
This is the last one. This is the last draft.
Well, I think the reason why everybody's overlooking Fields is the fact that Ohio State doesn't have the best record when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, I still can't think of a good Ohio State quarterback that has succeeded in the NFL. I mean,
he couldn't pick games to save his life.
And I think that is why there's that huge upside to Fields. I mean, he could be the one to set the example. But at the same time, off the bat, I cannot think of an Ohio State quarterback that has, even Joe Germain back in the day. With the Rams, I can't think of any.
Yeah, it's just the whole competition between Justin Fields and Trevor that's been going on since 2017, since Trent Dilfer's had him up at the academy. I mean, those guys have just been butting heads. Those guys are friends. They know each other. They play really well. I think that's going to be a one of the surprises within the top 10 that I think is going to be there. So you might see 4 quarterbacks go within the top 10.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
And then that would make me assume that New England would jump up to the 12th spot and grab the 5th quarterback. And that's why, especially because once you have, they've been talking about 5 quarterbacks throughout this entire draft that are on the list here. And if that's the case, then you're going to have that if 4 quarterbacks go, they're going to need to make that move because I think that Minnesota will grab them. I think Minnesota is going to grab the 5th quarterback. And if he's there, if he's not there, they're gonna go with, I guess, best player available. But
I think it depends on who the quarterback is that's left at 12. I don't know that he does it if it's. I'm not sold the 49ers are taking Mac Jones, for instance. If it's Mac Jones left at 12, I don't think he trades up for him. I really don't. I think he makes a trade for Garoppolo. If it's Trey Lance, then he may do it because again, the rumors Belichick doesn't trade up as a rule, but it's picking up steam that's what they want to do, as you've talked about, Jamie, for sure. But what I hear is that Trey Lance is the guy that he really has his eye on.
Well, you still got Atlanta, and Matty Ice is getting a little old in the tooth. Burrow's got hurt last year. Who knows how he's going to play? Carolina, you got Sam Darnold. I don't know if they signed to an extension yet or not.
A lot of talk about them taking a quarterback too. Yeah.
I don't see it myself. I don't see the big deal out of quarterbacks this year. Very unexperienced. But you could say that for almost every team, guys. Almost every team. I mean, if you're going to talk Minnesota, you can talk. I mean, Dak got hurt. Do you want somebody to back him up and bring him in? How do you know Dak's going to be okay this year? Detroit, how do you know Goff's going to work out good? I mean, Tua, we don't even know if Tua's good or not yet. I mean, he didn't show himself that good last year. So how do you know Miami don't take a quarterback? I mean, you could say that for almost every team.
Now, when you got too many other needs, though, if you got Goff and you got Prescott, you can't use that capital to take another quarterback.
Well, you got Miami. Tua didn't look. It wasn't lighting the place on fire last year.
Yeah, but you got to be like, hey, listen, they tanked for Tua, so they got to.
They can't take a quarterback back-to-back years of top 6.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got my contingent from Denver. She is very in tune. Elway is not making the picks. Yeah, and if there's anybody who would know, Murray would know.
It's just as well. What quarterbacks did he pick that were so good anyway? I mean, I don't see where John was the guru.
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, that's a given. Yep. And Mary, I was there when Peyton won as well, and that quarterback Elway selected from Memphis. That was a debacle. No offense, Mary. I do apologize. So I'm looking here, and the reason why I've been sitting here quiet, which I know some of you, it was a shock. I'll admit.
Was checking your mic.
Right. I wasn't muted, no. But I'm looking. Jacksonville need quarterback. Jets need, and there's more than one of these supposed experts that have said that. So Jacksonville need quarterback. Jets quarterback. 49ers quarterback. Atlanta quarterback. And then you go all the way back down. I'm going. Broncos quarterback.
Don't rule out the Patriots.
Well, I'm just going down the order of the draft.
Well,
Let's see. Philly, although nope, Philly don't need a quarterback. Vikings quarterback. Patriots quarterback. Yeah, so I mean, you're right. I now that I look at this, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a competition for quarterbacks, maybe in the top 10. I now looking at this, Washington quarterback, Bears quarterback, and these are just needs, and it's how each team address those needs. Obviously, let's see, Cleveland, Baltimore, Saints, Packers, Buffalo, and to finish off, Tampa Bay quarterback, and that's just to finish the first round.
I mean, New Orleans too. New Orleans.
I wouldn't leave New Orleans out. Good call, Mac. I wouldn't leave that out.
I'm not. Okay, so for New Orleans, it says cornerback, wide receiver, down lineman, linebacker, and tight end. That's what they're saying the needs are. So, you know.
I mean, you could say that for almost every team. I mean, they're coming in on rookie contracts. You don't have to pay a lot of dollars for these guys right away. It's not like it used to be when they came in. You had to sign them for big bucks.
Right. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Sean Bradford was the last quarterback, number 1 overall, that benefited from that. And Cam Newton was the first one that didn't benefit from that because he got that contract after that whole strike.
Right.
100% right.
So I think we all understand. I think we all know that this draft is going to be very different than other drafts in the past.
I agree. A lot more wheeling and dealing. This is going to be a lot more how do I explain this? Like Madden.
Yeah. Well, Mac, let me ask you this question. With the splash that we made as a Giants organization in free agency, where do you think Gettleman could go wrong in this draft? And please don't say he pick up a punter or a place kicker. Don't say that. I mean, just how can Gettleman really screw this up? Because we addressed a lot of our needs throughout free agency. And if I can just tell you what our needs are right now, per this, edge rusher, offensive lineman, running back, wide receiver, and defensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think he can. You can't. Listen, he's in the position right now that he can go after the best athlete. Patriots are in that position too. They can go for the best athlete. They don't have to address needs like a lot of teams do. The Eagles didn't move a lot in free agency. They couldn't. So they got a lot of needs. So they're going to have to address positions more than talent.
Right. Okay.
Athlete. Dallas the same. Dallas is loaded too. I mean, they can go after the best athlete if they want. On paper, they got a great team. Washington has to go position. I mean, they still got to build that offense up. I mean, they still need help at running back. They still need help on the line. They still don't have a great quarterback yet. So they got to address positions. Their defense is set. Their offense isn't. That's where they got to go. But the Giants, the Patriots, the Cowboys, and teams like that have they went crazy in free agency or that are stacked already, they can say, well, this guy, we may already have a linebacker, but this guy might be one of the best ever. So we're going to go get him even though we only have a linebacker.
Right. Okay.
Even if it's a reach for maybe a problem like Micah Parsons, that he can't lose if he takes Micah Parsons and he turns out to be a big maturity issue.
The only thing I say there, Keith, and it's a possibility, is he has a personal relationship with the defensive line coach. Okay. They work together. They know each other. He'll either say, hey, forget this guy, he's the problem, or he may say, hey, listen, I worked with him before. I think I can get to this kid. So that may be worth taking at. That'll be totally up to them.
Fair enough.
Well, but you don't want to be in the okay, Baker kind of, DeAndre Baker, we definitely don't want to be in that situation again. Even though I must say he was acquitted or the charges were dropped, wherever the case may be, we don't want to waste a number 1 pick or be in that situation again. So to answer my own question, to be fair, Keith, you got a good point. I think if Gettleman were to pick Parsons first round, God forbid something were to happen, I think that would
That's where he can lose.
Yeah, I believe that's where he could lose. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. That made me think. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
you're welcome.
And sorry, with the 19th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins, select Keith.
Well, like everybody else in this draft, the Redskins are going to try to move up to get the quarterback they need. I don't think that it will happen. I don't think they've got the capital to move up. So I think they stay where they are. I do think that they improved the team more than maybe Mac thinks through free agency. The defense is really good. It's possible the kid that I love from Notre Dame falls there, the linebacker. It'd be hard for them not to take him and improve that defense. But with all the needs on offense, I think it comes down to an offensive lineman or a running back. And I'm going to say the first running back comes off the board and they take Najee Harris.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Going to surprise everybody and take Najee.
Okay. I'm calling Gettleman right now. I'm calling him right now, just to give him a heads up.
What are you going to call him?
First running back off the board.
Just to give him a heads up, True Blue. Just be like, hey, be on the lookout. Let's check this guy out real quick.
I think you'll see 3 running backs end up going in the back half of this first round, which is a surprise. I think it's been 8 years maybe since 3 running backs went in the first round.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I think this year there's a chance, not early. It's going to be later in the round.
Sit down right there, TNT.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about
Doing the wave?
we're going to have somebody. We got somebody stepping into the microphone here.
Is it Roger Goodell?
It is not Roger Goodell.
TNT.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Another Cowboys fan. Now we got 2 Cowboys fans, 2 Giants fans.
yeah. It's not fair.
Well, you know what? You guys don't know. He's in the other room. I brought Jimmy Johnson with me. If he makes his way in here, you'll see him. It's my buddy. Go get him and bring him in here. Let him take a look at him. They're going to be like, what? That is Jimmy.
The Jimmy Johnson?
Well, we call him that.
Oh, all right. Jeez.
He must look like him.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Keith, I want to say this.
Hello.
With your prediction of 3 running backs taken in the first round,
Yep.
if that happens, I'm going to give you a $20 gift card to dresscomfy.com for the latest and greatest of Sneaky G-Man merch. All right?
I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna hook you up.
Everybody, take your mask off there.
How
doing
much
a
stuff can I
podcast.
get for that?
Jump in.
$20.
There he is. There's
Oh,
Jimmy.
there he is. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing?
Say hi to everybody, Jimmy. You put it
That
on
is hilarious.
Did he drive his boat up, or how did he get there?
Podcast.
How about them? Well, we had to stop fishing. You know, it took Belichick back to his place.
Yeah.
Stop fishing. He don't catch no fish when we go. He don't catch any fish. He's like bad juju on the boat. You know.
Hey, Jimmy. I've always wanted to ask you this question. Being that you were fired from winning back-to-back Super Bowls, do you think it was a performance thing on your part? You won the Super Bowl, which I think was a horrible thing to do. And the fact that you won the second back-to-back and you got fired, do you believe I think it was a complete performance issue. Is that what it was?
That's probably exactly what it was. But I just think Jerry couldn't stand that I was more successful than he was. he just couldn't stand it, So
From the goat's mouth. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Where's Terry and Howie, Jimmy?
I think
Terry and Howie. I think Terry's probably on the Oklahoma Ranch, and Howie, I don't know where Howie is, but I kind of miss fishing though. I really do.
Jimmy, you're in Cleveland. Don't eat the fish you're catching out of Lake Erie. Don't do it.
I hear they glow in the dark here.
They do.
Bit,
they do.
So I'm just
Jimmy.
trying to figure, like, if I'd be coach right now, and if I had some select guys, I could win like 25 Super Bowls in a row. I really could if I'd lived that long.
But Jimmy, Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl with your team. Doesn't that say that I could go win a Super Bowl with those teams you won with, or no?
Well, I had the car all gassed up. He just drove it over the finish line. I already had 499 laps in, and it just, it's pretty easy to, when you're in that big a lead, to drive it over the finish line. That's.
What's your beverage of choice when you're at these functions, Jimmy?
Beverage of choice. I'd have to say that'd be whiskey, I think.
Nice. You got enough for
Whiskey.
everybody? Or no?
Any particular brand or just whiskey, period?
I like Crown Rocks with a shot on the side.
There you go.
Awesome.
It don't get any better than that.
Whiskey with a whiskey chaser. I like it.
Yes, you have Crown on the Rocks with a shot on the side, because that's your primer.
Yes.
That's your primer going in.
And that's how you go over the finish line.
Yeah, and that takes you right across the finish line. You got it. You got it.
Oh gosh.
But is this awesome or what? This is just fantastic. Just fantastic.
Who's Jimmy? Who do you think the Cowboys will take with that pick in the first round?
Well, I kind of thought they would trade all the picks away and look for guys 5 years out of the game, like they hired the guy last year. Well, I don't even know. They rebuilt the secondary, but I don't think they did. I don't know if they couldn't get the right guys to do the job. I think the secondary needs a little help. I think they need a little help in the linebackers, because it seems like they don't seem to last too long, So, that linebacking, to me, it looks like guys they got to sacrifice their body pretty good in there. They take a lot of heavy hits and they get out, But I think they need to do something in it. Absolutely, not saying to buy a whole new defense, but the secondary needs shoring up pretty bad.
All right, Jimmy, I got to ask you a loaded question. I'm sorry to cut you off. Did the Dallas Cowboys overpay Dak?
No,
Uh-oh.
I don't think so, because I think you're going to see a lot of big salary increases once this gambling thing kicks in. You're going to see a lot more than that. That's just the way it's going to go.
Okay.
But, it's just money. It's like the Ritos. You can go make more.
It's just money. It's just money.
I mean, the
what I told all my ex-wives.
They gotta pay good players. They gotta pay them, and some owners, they ain't gonna live forever, and they want to win a Super Bowl yet, and they're gonna have to pay to get it. They're gonna have to buy good players.
Jimmy, he's been paying players for a long time and still no Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's not all about the money. You got to have chemistry on a team for the team to win. I don't care if you got all the talent in the world. So, is it more the money and paying players, or getting the right types of coaching in there so they can put together a team?
I think you could call it coaching, but Vince Lombardi had his degree was in psychology, and he could get 40 plus players to play well together, no matter what they were getting paid. He could get them to play together because his degree in college was in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
and he would work that to get the players to play together. You can have all the talent in the world, but if they don't play and trust each other together, it doesn't work. Even Tom Landry's defense, everybody had a specific spot. If a guy made an interception but was out of his spot, he says, you can't do that. You have to maintain your area. And everybody knows that we don't have to cover you. You got that area. Don't go out of your space. But I think it's more that you can get all the assistant coaches and all the players. It just takes a couple of them, and then they go, I don't like that guy. And they just won't play well together. That's the biggest thing. I think they have a lot of talent, but just getting a couple guys to play together. Like Tony and Jason Witten had a really, really good rapport. Probably better than any of the teammates, right?
Well, I mean, you talk about two people. The two people aren't gonna take you all the way to the promised land. You need good leaders. You need good leaders, and you need good followers. A lot of people don't realize that. Everybody talks about leaders. You got guys that gotta follow the leaders, and that's where the problems comes in. I coached a little bit, and I know that when you have a few people that are really outstanding, that really set the example, if you don't have guys that will follow them, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, the chemistry in the team has a lot to do with what they're developing inside that locker room and on a practice field. And it's important not only to have them great leaders, but you got to also have them foot soldiers that follow. And that's where a lot of teams run into problems.
And they have to trust the system that's put out there. The system, most coaches will develop a system, and you got to have trust that the system is working. And as soon as a couple of people start second guessing the system, it falls all apart. But the hardest, I think, is getting the guys to play together. And that's the one problem they had last year. They had a lot of guys out. And Travis Frederick was a great guy. I know his parents. A really great guy. And he was smart. And I think he played along well with other people. And, they were clicking. But now you get all new guys. They haven't played together that long. It's difficult. Same on defense. Bringing in all new guys, the guys getting hurt, and you go get rid of your whole secondary. Let's get rid of it all and hire all new guys. It takes a while till they develop friendships, Yeah, and you just have to learn to.
Yeah, communication is very important. Very important down there. If they don't have communication, you can have the greatest athletes in the world, and it really don't matter. So that's the problem with Dallas so far in the last I don't know how many years, because clearly, talent-wise, on paper, one of the best teams in the league for years and haven't been able to do it. And Philadelphia Eagles, which didn't have all that talent on paper, were able to come up and beat them because they played as a team, and that's very important.
That's right. You get when they're warming up, the guys come out and they all got their headphones on, listen to their tunes. If I was there now, I wouldn't allow that because they all want to be individual and listen to their own tune with their headphones. At that point, they're not a team anymore. If they're going to come out on the field, we're going to be a team. This is the time. It's Sunday. We're going to play football, and we are the team. I'm not going to be in my little space over here listening to my headphones and nothing else. But on the warm-up of the game, you see them all out there, and they have their own earbuds, their own earphones, listen to their own little thing. And I would not allow that because I think that takes away from the team spirit, the whole team ethic. There's no I in team. Well,
that's why you're a Super Bowl winning coach there, Jimmy. So
what would it take to get you back? What could Jerry possibly lure you out of retirement in any way, Jimmy?
If Jerry retired maybe and had his sons take over. But otherwise, I don't think we can work together.
Would he need to move the team to Miami?
No, I guess they'd have to stock Grapevine Lake with some fish.
He's making too much money broadcasting anyway, Keith. He ain't going back to the grind. You kidding me?
Good stuff. He doesn't even have to do the whole show for crying out loud.
Yeah.
It's a game for younger guys because it's not a 40-hour-a-week job anymore. It's probably 80, 90-hour-a-week job, and we got to pass the torch to the younger guys with that kind of energy. So It just takes away out. But I think Mike McCarthy is, once you get the right assistants in there, I think he might do a pretty good job. But it'll depend. Just because he came there doesn't mean he's got his assistants in place.
Well, good point. That's why Kellen Moore's still the offensive coordinator.
Wouldn't you think that's the first job a head coach should do, is get his own staff? I mean,
Agreed.
he starts the players.
Sometimes they work somewhere else and under contract, and they can't leave.
I wouldn't
more
care.
years.
I wouldn't care. You want me head coach, you're out. That would be me. If you want me to come in there, all them coaches, get rid of them. That would be part of it. Pay them off. You got enough money, right?
I would think that's what would happen. But the problem is a lot of really good people are not just sitting at home on the couch in Oklahoma in the trailer park watching TV. That's the problem. If you're really good, you're working somewhere. So
you got 5 guys right here ready to step in.
And some of his guys might still be working up in Green Bay and don't want to leave up there. So that's I think that's more important. Everybody thinks Mike McCarthy can come in and he's going to change all the things. Well, he's got probably 20 assistants, probably. And if you can't find the right people you want, you can't just go without, because then nobody's there to do that job. So you take the guy there, but you're looking, and you can't really fire a guy till you got somebody to replace him. It's kind of like the labor market right now. That you can't get it. Difficult to get anybody to work, so it's hard to fire an employee unless you got somebody to back them up.
I don't know, Jimmy. I think there'll be plenty of college coaches that would die to get that opportunity to coach on a professional football team.
I think so, but college coaches usually don't make it because they coach players that don't make any money.
No, that's head coach is true, but some
Jimmy, weren't you a great college coach, by the way?
I was going to bring that up, but I was going to let that go.
Well, I was just good at everything. I think I'm the only coach that played on a championship team. I'm the only coach that then had a championship college team, and the only coach then that also had a pro championship team. Nobody else has done that. So I'm just really so much better than some of the other guys. It's
wait, Jimmy,
not one of your problems.
Wait, now, if I'm not mistaken, Barry Switzer and Pete Carroll won a national championship and a Super Bowl, right?
They didn't win in high school, though, I guess.
But not as a player, though.
Oh, a player.
I don't think as a player.
Right.
Oh, wait, you won a national championship as a player?
University of Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you for educating me. That's all. I was just
No.
I'm not sure where Tom Forrest went to college or Mike Ditka, but they both coached for Super Bowl teams and played on Super Bowl teams also. So those are two coaches that did it in pro. I don't know where they played in college.
Mike Ditka was a good coach, but he was a coach in the era before the union got strong. And his tactics really don't work once the union got strong, the players' union. And let's say Lombardi's tactics worked really good, but that coaching style doesn't work anymore with the unions the way they are. You can't just take a player and just get rid of them. Lombardi used to trade guys at the drop of a hat. He did it a lot, but it's a little different. But it's pretty hard coaching guys that are making a lot of money, and telling them that they're gonna make a whole lot of. I'm making like twice as much as you are, and you're telling me what to do. That's really difficult. And that's the point, getting these guys to play well together. That is the tough part. We're gonna miss the center position so bad. Like I said, Travis Frederick. One thing about him, he was so intelligent. And back when I was coaching, that was one thing I said. You can't teach stupid. If somebody's just a player that's not very intelligent, you can't even teach them anything. So
Listen,
you gotta look for players that have
I'm offended.
Oh. Just a minute. I'll have a moment of silence for you. Okay, I'm done.
Well, Jimmy, we really do appreciate you coming on. we got a lot to. Yeah, we learned a lot here.
Well, I'm like I said, you can't teach stupid. So you guys you do have a brain,
How many times are we gonna let Jimmy call me stupid?
No, I said you can't teach somebody stupid. You guys are.
I'm only kidding you.
You guys are great, but I hope things go really, really good with this draft, and I think with some different players, maybe the chemistry is going to change a little bit, and hope for the best. What else?
Well, you better hope Dak is 100% because that was a bad injury. We'll see what happens this year.
I had one of those injuries myself, and it's not very fun. And I think he's going to have a little lack of mobility because I certainly do. But if Jerry calls and if the offer's good, I don't think he's calling this year. He's going to give Mike at least another year, and but we maybe work something out.
Awesome.
Maybe work something out. I'll go for it. But great guys.
You had parched, Mr. Johnson. So
well, thank you very much for coming on, Jim. I really do appreciate it. We're going to get some more people to come on here in just a minute. But that's not whiskey. That's not whiskey.
I know that's the weirdest looking whiskey I ever saw. Whiskey with a head on it.
Well, whiskey comes just a little later. That's when you're stopping functioning a little later, But otherwise, I think this is maybe a spotted cow or something. That's really good beer. You probably don't have spotted cow in your parts. You got Blood and Honey down there. You got Blood and Honey. You have that in Texas. That's made in Texas from Revolver Brewery. Blood and Honey, awesome beer.
Jimmy, this will be my final question for you. Do you live in Dallas?
No, right now I live in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
He's in Mike McCarthy's old house in Wisconsin.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I do want to extend an invitation, like I have to all these gentlemen, and Mac, you too as well. If you guys ever come to Dallas, we're definitely going to get fat and happy, Jimmy. It'd be an honor to have you. We'll be eating at Sullivan's Barbecue over in Old Town Louisville. I got you.
I'll be the guy to sneaky G swag.
Yes, sir. We'll see.
You notice how Sneaky said, "All you gentlemen," and you, Mac, too.
Well, I said because Mac, I didn't invite you yet, but now you're invited. Now you're invited. I promise.
Actually, if you're up in Frisco, you go to Hutchins for barbecue. Up in Frisco.
Oh, wait, you hadn't had Sullivan's yet. I'm just saying.
All the way in Louisville, though.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you what. Yes, sir. When you come down, we'll go to both, and we'll compare and contrast.
One right after another.
Now, how about Hard 8?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Hard 8 is good, and Jamie, you could testify to this. However, we could do the same thing at Sullivan Barbecue, cheaper.
Okay.
Mark my word.
Now, you know Frenchie, don't you? Frenchie, he's the king of cowboys at the game. He looks like Burger King guy. True Blue knows him. And Frenchie lives in Louisville. I was surprised because Frenchie likes to go to Hard 8.
I'll tell you,
in Louisville.
Well, True Blue, that's another person you got to introduce me to. And yes, I'm sorry, no, because you two are Dallas Cowboy fans. No, I will not poison your food. I promise. There will not be sulfur in your barbecue this time.
Well, you know what they say about the Star, don't you?
that it's not a logo but a ranking. Yes.
Nope. The star looks good on everything. That's what they say about the star.
And also, it's a rating, not a logo. I
And
rest
you
my
never-
case, Your Honor.
You
Well,
never
the star-
disrespect the star. Never.
The star always looks good when it's face down on the ground after it gets hit by a big giant.
Whoa. 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 Maybe if I get to be the coach, I'll hire Deion Sanders to come back to work and beef up that secondary.
It won't be a top 10 secondary, I'll tell you that.
And I'll hire Emmett Smith to take care of he'll be my backfield coach.
Look, if you're looking for all 6-year-old guys, I'm your guy right here.
And
Yeah, if you want a young buck, no, never mind. I don't want to be on the Cowboys. Never mind. Nope.
You wouldn't have to travel far for work.
I'll tell you what. No, I'm good. I don't want to be a no. No.
I respect all of the teams in their own way. I think the guys that come to the game sometimes and talk some trash, it's not right. We're all there to have a good time. And I respect if somebody likes, the Vikings, I respect them. Somebody likes the Bears, respect them. Somebody likes the Giants, I respect them. We're all there to have a nice time, and I don't like it when the people at the end of the game are talking, "Oh, we kicked yours real bad." We're just there to have a really nice time, and if there's visitors to our city, I'm going to treat them like they're my brother, win or loss or anything.
Of course.
They're go like, "Hey, I'm really glad you guys came. Let's just have a really nice time. No trash,
Yeah,
Well,
they do say that in Philadelphia all the time. They do. I hear them.
But they don't mean it.
Where's my batteries?
Right, exactly. Jimmy, I will say that, you know what? It's funny you say that because a lot of my good friends are Dallas Cowboy fans. Matter of fact, my best friend over here, is a Philadelphia Eagle fan. So, I mean, you're right. I mean, although I do believe it's a good bantering of the teams. It's a good, being, having that bragging rights, like Keith is saying, hey, we won the division last year. But obviously there's a line you don't cross, because you're right. No matter what our team does on Sunday, that next day, I can't speak for everybody here, but I go to work.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
so
what we say does not control any outcome of that game.
Yep.
No matter what you do, you can put your shirt on backwards. It has no bearing on the outcome of the game. It doesn't.
Right.
Guess I can wash these boxers now.
No. Let's pretend for you, Keith, it has an outcome. Let's wait 5 more years. Let's see if they can stand on their own. Then you can.
Oh, they're standing on their own.
I was going to say they're already doing that.
I was trying to give Keith the benefit of the doubt.
Don't you just turn them inside out every couple days?
No, Jimmy.
Keith doesn't.
You know anything?
I was going to
about
say
that?
that sounds like that was said out of experience.
Yes.
I'm leaving that one alone. I could have said so much right there. Nope.
Back to that draft, I don't think the Cowboys need to get another. They don't need to draft a quarterback because they could probably call Tom Brady and hire him for a backup.
Oh.
Is he older than Vinny Testaverde?
He's older than me, Jimmy.
Hey, listen, he's still winning. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. No matter how old he is.
I just think they should have paid Dak the money. They shouldn't have dragged it out this long. That's a shame. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, listen, that locking him up for that 1-year contract, he did okay. He was making about $30-35 million a year. That's not too bad. When they franchise tag somebody, they're making a pretty penny per year. So it's not like they said forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think there too, if they would have made a success normally fails at the letter, the alphabetic success fails at the letter C. There's ability, brains, and you fail. Most people fail on C on commitment. And I think their failure to make a commitment didn't really help them as far as making the team solid and making them play together. Because I think the commitment that they should have made instead of just letting them hang out there. You know, these guys all talk to each other and all of that, and I just don't think that was the right thing to do.
Jimmy, $35 million is pretty good commitment for a year, my friend. I mean, let's stop talking these guys like the poor Dak Prescott. $35 million.
I don't mean to cut everybody off, but I just want to thank all of our watchers from Zodiac TV. Stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to keep on going here, though. Thanks, Zodiac, but we're not done yet.
Good night, Zodiac.
Keith, I got to cut. Keith and Bags, True Blue, Sneaky G, and Jimmy, I got to cut out. I got early morning tomorrow. But I enjoyed being on with you guys. It was a great time. And Sneaky, carry on, Sneaky, would you please?
Oh, of course. Yes, sir. Yes, only because you told me to.
Represent, buddy. Represent, all right?
Oh, you know I will.
All right, Jags, we'll see you, man.
Again, Mac from the Mac and Jack Show every Wednesday through Sunday. Check him out. And he's going to be doing a draft episode tomorrow as well. So make sure to follow him on the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. Mac, thank you very much for coming on.
See ya, Mac.
See ya.
And then there was just 5 of us. Again.
Well, you know, the one other bad thing about coming back to coach is, I mean, I could only wear so many Super Bowl rings at a time. You know, that would be a deciding factor coming back because they're so big. You can't get them on one finger next to another.
Yeah, you can.
Get so many Super Bowl rings, you know, they'd be heavy and, you know.
Have you seen Belichick's hand? 8. He has 8. You can never have enough Super Bowl. Once you get 10. That's when you wear flip-flops to your ring ceremony. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I think nobody knows, but I'll bet you he's got a good system, and he gets his players to play well together because they can get rid of some other guys. They bring in new guys, and they're just as good.
You think?
And they play very well together. It has to be the system. Because they wouldn't be there over and over and over again. It's the system. Just like when you're at work, you need a system.
I will say I gotta say it's a combination of Brady and Belichick. It had to have been, and in my opinion, it had to have been the combination of the two. Although Brady did win his first Super Bowl, without Belichick.
Well,
I'm not allowed to talk about Brady and Belichick on this show.
Understood.
Tom Brady, he's different than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers holds the ball for over 5 seconds. Tom Brady, the ball's gone in 2.6 seconds usually.
And he's got 1 Super Bowl ring.
And Aaron Rodgers is very good. But you have to make the plays happen a little faster than, 5.5 seconds. But the one thing, the people don't know that the Packers are supposed to thank Jerry building the new stadium because they never could win in Irving. They couldn't win a game if they wanted to in Irving.
Now they're undefeated.
But they finally could because the crown of the field was a little less and the grass was harder. It's not as soft. Have you ever been on the field? Were you ever on the field in Irving?
I wasn't. No.
That's more of a cushioned field, and with the receivers when they're running, they can't get to the same spot in 2.3 seconds as they can on a harder field. So a lot of other teams, when they came to Irving, they couldn't cope with that because it's more cushioned and you just can't run as fast on that field. So their timing was off, and that was a good thing. Well, this new field is a little different. So it levels the playing field for some of the teams.
Yes, now you know why they walk the field.
Well, yeah, but they're used to practicing on, like at the Star facility, they have the AstroTurf and then they have real grass. They have two fields, and they practice on the field they're going to maybe play on, and they got to work the timing. They got to get the timing down on that surface that they're going to be playing on, and nobody probably really thought about it that much years ago
Nope.
because the Packers practice inside usually, and that's probably AstroTurf in the Hudson Center. So, but then they go out and play on real grass. So, I don't know.
So what are you guys thinking about? Everything we said tonight is going to hold true tomorrow. Just letting everybody know that.
Not one thing we said tonight will come true.
So who wants to place that first bet?
Well, no matter what happens, we're going to have a good time here.
Oh yeah.
We're going to have
That's right.
really good time here.
Jimmy, I think you already got started.
We are, yes. But we just got in about 40 minutes ago. So,
Flight.
so it was, so it's time to have a good time till tomorrow. But
You deserve it, Jimmy.
We'll be good. We'll be good. What does True Blue think about the? Who do you think True Blue we're going to take for the?
I think we're going offensive tackle.
Well, we do need help all over, right?
Yeah, we do need help all over. It's not the one, it's the need.
I really think the defensive line is not that bad. They just got to learn to trust each other. But
it's going to be hopping all over. Again, everything we said tonight, not going to happen.
No. That's why it's fun.
Why do you think they'll trade away the pick? Do you think they'll trade the pick away?
No, we won't trade the pick. It's just going to be on who's going to be left on the board at that pick. That's going to be the fun spot.
I think there's going to be a bunch of movement in that first round. I really do. Well,
there's going to be a lot of movement. Yeah. So everybody's going to be like, and then come back,
yeah,
and then go forward, and then forget about it. Especially when you hear you're now on the clock. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's when the fun begins.
Oh yeah, until you said you traded down or traded back, traded forward.
All right. I think they'll trade some of their fifth and sixth round picks, maybe.
Yeah, there's plenty. Oh, there's going to be lots.
So I think they got 10 picks, don't they?
Yeah, we got plenty to do that.
We have
11 now.
I was about to get a Detroit Lions fan. I was going to thank you for coming on and having the Detroit Lions guy come on. Oh, he just walked away.
The Detroit Lions, yeah, you feel a little sorry for them sometimes, you know.
But
well,
it is what it is. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
But they had one of the highest paid quarterbacks.
Yeah,
just not the quarterback and the coach. It's just not always that.
Right. True.
They had a Dominican Sue, but then now he's playing somewhere else.
Tampa Bay. Everybody's in Tampa Bay.
Barry Sanders didn't like playing for Detroit.
Right. No.
And when you're stuck there,
they didn't want to, and so he retired.
And you have some people that are stuck there maybe, and they want to play somewhere else, but the coach won't trade them. They go it's like a cancer.
I think Barry had trouble with the city. I think Barry didn't like the organization and the front office. It wasn't Detroit, but
I think he left that at his 11th year, and then they were going to rebuild, and he just really
Yeah.
He just was. He probably had those feelings a lot of years, and you get attitudes like that, and those aren't winning attitudes. You get guys. Look at the. You get guys that jump ship because they're looking at so that other team might be going to the Super Bowl. I want to be traded to that team. Didn't DeMarcus Ware do that? Over to Denver, he had some good years, and he thought, hey, Denver's maybe going to go, and he jumped ship to go to the Broncos, and they did go to the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I mean,
But-
that was with TL.
But you get some players that are real short-sighted, and they're
Yeah.
looking for a big payday.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
But they're looking for the big payday. It's money, 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 and their heart's not in the game. You see them on the field when the ball's snapped. If they're not in the play, they just stand there.
Yeah, but we can't have it both ways. We just got on guys for leaving to go someplace where they can win, and now we're going to get on guys for going to make a bunch of money and not caring about winning. So, okay with the guy who goes to a place to win.
They know they usually only have so many years, and they want to make the most amount of money. I mean, Cole Beasley, I think he was a great receiver, and he left for $4 million more money. And I think Jerry could have paid him. But, I mean, he was a good go-to guy. I mean, he made the plays.
Jimmy, I'll say it's been great having you on. And I do apologize. We do have to move on. I think we might have a couple more guests that needs to come on. But just your final thought. Who do you want to pick? One player, or you could even go position, and then unfortunately we gotta move on.
I probably would go for a corner, but not in the first round. Not those guys. Their heads are too big.
Okay.
There's a lot of fast guys.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of them. So wait, I think, till the 5th and 6th round, and then get a couple corners. There's a whole lot of fast guys.
Okay.
And some of these guys, all they want is just going to have big money, and they're going to be a bust. That's all they're going to be.
Yep.
So
I think that's fair.
I got no confidence in the first pick at all, because a lot of these guys are they just don't pan out. So
well, you know what? I do appreciate that. So that's two things I learned from you. Get a corner, but in the second round, and that Jerry Jones couldn't match up with your knowledge of football. It's been great talking with you. And again, I mean, does anybody have anything else?
No, I'm good. I mean, Jimmy,
okay.
I got my fill of Jimmy's questions.
And you're muted, Philly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I keep it muted while he was talking. So
yeah, no worries.
So Jimmy, I really do appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much for spending some time with us and gracing us with your knowledge. And I would say good luck tomorrow. You're going to be on the stage.
Yep, I'll have my press pass on.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll have my Super Bowl ring on, and just hope we all have a lot of fun. Pleasure meeting you.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
I missed the football the most this last year than about anything.
Yeah,
we just got to get back to normal. This is just
ain't that the truth?
Can't take this any longer. Done.
I am right there with you. I think we're all in that same boat, that exact same boat.
Okay, see you guys.
Thank you.
Sir. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
There we have it, Jimmy Johnson.
There we have it. Getting some real words of wisdom. I appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Some real words of wisdom here. Yeah, like I said, that's the quality entertainment that you get here at the Northeast, from the Northeast Streaming Sports and the NFC East Show.
That was a lot of words. A lot of words. I know. I don't know.
Yes, I agree.
Are we still on Facebook? Or we have been.
No, we're still on everything except Zodiac. So, and I'm hoping that the Lions guy pokes his head back over here. I was going to have him take I have a whole bunch of. Let's see. Hold on. I think there's a.
So Philly, are you in a gala, like in a galleria or something?
So we are here at the Renaissance Hotel. which is where all the NFL has taken over the entire hotel. All of the different fan bases are here and are going to be represented. The ones that are going up onto the stage are going to be here. So I want to say that there are. Oh, I got to pull you back on here, True Blue. Then we'll switch spots.
Get dizzy.
Right?
Yeah, you should. Real quick. You should see the Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Houston Texans, the Rams all just walked in the door right now.
There's no way to flip the camera around?
No, we're around the corner. There's
okay.
The whole place is starting to get full. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What do you mean? Just the fan group or the mascots?
No, this is the fan groups, the employees, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're wearing their tags on their shoulder, so you know the difference. You can tell the difference between the fans and the employees, real quick.
Let me know when you see some Giants. That's the important part. And at least for me, is the important part.
Hey, my question: who's your team? Panthers. Right on. Got some Panther fans in here.
Okay.
How about you? Who's your team? Dallas Cowboys. You got Washington. You got New York. Yeah, we're all here doing podcasts. The Eagles just walked. Bills fan. There you go. Bills fans now walked into the crowd. Yeah, we're going over all the fan bases that are walking in right now. Everybody's just starting to show up since it's so late.
True Blue.
What's up,
Yeah, you should ask them. Ask them, what does the Bills stand for when you say Buffalo Bills? And then you come back and say, "Boy, I love losing Super Bowls." I just want to see what the response is going to be because you're there and I'm not.
Yeah, we got a Cardinals fan coming stepping in here.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yep.
Are there? There are Cardinals fans.
Oh yeah, there's Cardinals fans.
There are. Yep, wow. There are.
12 of them.
Oh, look at that! What's going on? How you doing?
I feel like I'm on the Masked Singer tonight.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
That's a true me.
There we go. So please introduce.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a Cardinals fan. We could see that.
Yes, yeah. Rich Crawley, season ticket holder since '99, and big Cards fan.
So you live in Phoenix? Where in Arizona do you live?
I do. I live in North Phoenix. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just want to let you know, I too am from Arizona.
Nice.
I've been a Giants fan since the mid '80s. Big time Phil Simms fan. And I really didn't realize that Arizona had a football team until the late '90s. So, but by that time, I was already a Giants fan. And I couldn't convert over. Matter of fact, I just left Sierra Vista earlier this morning. So, welcome.
Oh, okay.
But I did root for you guys in your Super Bowl. I wanted Larry to get a ring. I will say that.
Oh, I'm with you. And I tell you what, Santonio did not have 2 feet in. I swear.
Thank you. Yes. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It was like this.
Yes, it was. Yes. And it was just inconclusive.
No doubt about it. But they didn't want to overturn it.
No, they would not. No, because the refs would have
revolted.
They would have not have made it out there alive. The refs would have died that night. That's fair.
Yes,
that's fair.
Exactly.
But I will say this, and I don't mean it. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I was actually living in Arizona when they had that Super Bowl, and I did get chastised by a lot of Arizona fans because those that know me, they knew I'm a diehard Giants fan. Mm-hmm. I will say this: the day of the Super Bowl was the only time I actually saw in Sierra Vista people wearing Arizona Cardinal jerseys.
Oh yeah, I bet. No, Cardinals fans took over for a few weeks.
He's already got his J.J. Watt jersey?
Actually, no. This is
Oh, all
I
right.
don't know if you can see it.
Red zone. Okay,
Red
red
zone.
zone. Yeah.
Oh, he already
Yeah.
had his JJ Watt jersey.
No, not that early. No, this is my own. Wore this to the Super Bowl actually. Wore this to
Okay.
43.
So I'm gonna ask one last question. I'm gonna leave you alone. Guys, please take over. Do you believe in Kyle Murray?
If he was 5 inches taller, yes.
You can't qualify that question.
That's not right.
I'll be honest.
No. Yes, it's a yes or no question. Oh my God.
Well, he's better than anything we've had since probably, Kurt
I
Warner,
think
Carson
I
Palmer.
think I will say this. I think any girlfriend would say if their boyfriend had 5 inches of anything, they'd be a lot better. All right, of anything,
So-
yes, they'd be better. So I mean,
How does my page get taken off of Facebook? You can say whatever you want. So I don't get it.
hey, get your mind out of the gutter, kids. I said 5 inches of anything. Anything. It could be feet. It could be feet, hands,
Oh,
hair. It could be hair, eyebrows, beard.
I misunderstood. Wow. Get the Gatorade and you're there.
Gatorade and Red Bull, baby. All the night long.
You're on your way.
So, and this is the quality entertainment that you get in the NFC show. So let me put you on the spot.
I'm dropping the mic on that one. I'm out.
Let me put you on the spot. With the 16th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select.
I would take the cornerback Horn.
Horn.
Yes. Because there's going to be so many especially after the Teddy Bridgewater trade. That's another quarterback that's going to go in the top 10. So I think the corners are going to drop a little bit, and I think we're going to be able to get Horn.
Well, that's actually kind of interesting because I know that he's on my board
Yeah.
as a Philadelphia Eagle.
Okay.
I'm a Philadelphia Eagle, obviously.
Uh-huh.
And so I know that I kind of feel that he's probably going to go ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was the case, so if he was going to drop to us, I would select him.
Okay.
I also kind of felt that if he was not on the board, that I've said that the Patriots were going to trade up with us to try to grab the fourth quarterback or the fifth quarterback off the board, and that we would take that. So I'd be surprised to see if Horn makes it to you guys.
Yeah.
Although the Eagles are really funny with how they choose, anyways. So
True. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of movement in the draft tomorrow.
Exhibit A.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Cardinals trade down a couple picks and maybe go with, I think the wide receivers are going to be gone at that point. So, but I definitely like to see him stick with the D back. So we'll see. It's going to be an exciting draft, I think.
and with the D-back, so like if say Surtain and Horn are both gone, is that why you'd be willing to trade back?
I think so. Because then the value at that point, you could trade back a few and still pick up some.
What are some of the other needs that you feel that the Cardinals need to address in this draft?
Like I said, deep back's a big one. They could always use some more offensive line help. Like I said, who knows what's going to happen with Larry? So another wide receiver would be nice. But sky's the limit. I mean, we need a lot of stuff. We need a lot of help.
I was going to say, you guys are pretty set with wide receivers for right now. I mean, you traded a bag of donuts to get a really good one, from Houston.
We got AJ Green, Hopkins, Christian Kirk's, should be solid. And but like I said, some youth would be nice because Kirk's had his drops and stuff. So it'd be nice to get another solid wide receiver if there was a good one available. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I've heard like linebacker, even D tackle, defensive line would be nice. I mean, the Cardinals are I mean, they want to win now, but they're still rebuilding too. They got a lot of age. I mean, how long is, Watt going to be around, or Chandler Jones? They're not going to be around for very much longer. So it's time to start stocking up.
Well, and you are in a pretty tough division. As of right this second, I still don't think San Francisco is going to come back to where they were a couple of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So my expectation is that you guys can still, I don't think Seattle's as good as they were either. So
definitely not.
But it's going to rely a lot on your 5-inch too short quarterback.
Right. Exactly. And I don't know if Stafford's going to be that much of an upgrade for St. Louis. Or I'm sorry, St. Louis for the LA Rams. I don't know if Stafford's going to be that big of an upgrade.
Yeah, he I believe he is an upgrade from Goff.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 good years out of him. That coach wants to win, and he wants to win now. But we'll see. We'll see during the season.
Oh, no doubt about it. And they still got a solid defense, and Seattle still got Russell Wilson, and still something else happens. So no, it's definitely a tough division to be a part of. No doubt about it.
So how tall does Cliff Kingsbury need to be to actually get to a Super Bowl?
Oh, Cliff could be 5'2". He just has to get a little smarter with his play calling and his game management.
No, I disagree. 5 more inches. 5 more inches at least minimum.
I mean, were you happy to see?
I think he has hit the 5-inch mark.
Get this job?
What was the question about Cliff?
Are you happy that he got this job? I mean, he'd gotten fired by Texas Tech, and he was not high on everybody's radar.
No. Like I said, he's supposed to be a Sean McVay clone, and he's definitely not. He doesn't manage games correctly. His play calling is suspect in a lot of instances. I mean, playing a must-win game last year to go to the playoffs with a quarterback with a hurt ankle. He's doing quarterback runs. He's doing design quarterback runs with a quarterback with a bad wheel. You just can't do that. So he's got some learning to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, y'all did really well against us last year. 6 sacks, Jesus. We definitely gave that
was just one person. That was just one person, though.
Yeah, well, 5 was the one person, and the golden Marcus, we just traded.
Right.
Marcus Golden Knight, right? But that other linebacker that got those sacks, or the D lineman, I think it was. Yeah, he's not on that team anymore. Yeah, where's he at now?
No. I mean, he got his payday. He signed his free agent contract, but I mean,
with who? I can't remember. I think was it Jacksonville? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But yeah, we'll definitely see, how the West will play out. But I do agree with Philly Sports Guy. The NFC West is going to be a competitive division this year.
It's
right there with the NFC.
Yeah.
And so I'll be honest, I think that the West is going to be in the same situation that the East was in a few years. I say that about 3 or 4 years from now that you're going to run into that same type of problem because the age is going to catch up. I don't think the 49. I think the 49ers are dysfunctional. I think Seattle's old. I think that once they have to go through getting their quarterback, that's going to be a problem. It's set up so that in a couple of years, Arizona could be the cream of that crop out there. If again, Kyler Murray's a real quarterback.
Exactly.
That's the big deal.
If he's a real, and we'll see what San Francisco does tomorrow. What are they going to do with number 3 and Jimmy Garoppolo? I mean, it's. They could be a good team for an even longer time.
So I just think I don't trust Shanahan's. I just don't trust them. None of them. I don't trust any of them. And I feel that's he's part of that. And same thing with Lynch. I'm not a big Lynch fan. You know, I thought he did really well, and I think he's got a big ego and a big head. You know, and I think that he thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
Right,
and that's,
right. Oh, yeah.
That's where I run into a lot of problems. Where I don't think the 49ers are as good as they think they are. So,
I mean, they're definitely son, but
how'd they get to a Super Bowl 2 years ago? Awful.
well, and I think they did get to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and I think they got there on their defense, and their defense is what cost them that Super Bowl. When all was said and done, that's what happened. And I think Lynch thought, because he had just gotten there, that he brought this team to a Super Bowl, that he's the best thing since sliced bread, and because of that, now he's got all the right answers. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's got all the right answers. I think that he's too smart for his own good, and he's just like every other guy who's the smartest guy in the room. Can't tell him nothing.
He got a little bit lucky. And like I said, he made this big trade to jump up to number 3, and this is going to make or break him, I think.
When he takes Mac Jones, you'll see just how unsmart he is, by the way.
I hope so. Because I don't want to play against Justin Fields twice a year.
To have made that trade for Mac Jones still blows my mind if that's actually true.
I agree. I agree totally. You can compare him to Tom Brady, but he's not Tom Brady.
Tom Brady? Good grief.
Yeah.
He'll be lucky to be Ryan Fitzpatrick, Mac Jones.
More like Ryan Leaf.
All right. I'll go there, too. That's fine, too.
Well,
I don't mean to be too hard on Mac Jones. His mom might be watching the show, but I just don't think he's the third pick in the draft.
No.
Sorry.
No, But more power to him if they pick him.
They get that money, you know what I mean? That's more important. But
That's right.
So I really do appreciate you coming on. Hey, listen, I just pulled this guy out of the bar. I'm like, hey, listen, you're wearing a Cardinals shirt. Let's get you on. Let's have you come talking to hear who you're going to pick. So I appreciate you coming on. He got all his fans came over, taking pictures of him. He got on the podcast and everything. So he's a big celebrity now. So amongst his peers.
There we go. That and $8, I could buy a beer.
But I do appreciate you coming and enjoy the draft, and we'll see you tomorrow. Like I'll be all painted up, so you may not recognize me, but I'll be the guy with the green mohawk.
Sweet. I love it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you. Hey, there you go. Some of the quality entertainment that you get here.
I hope he finds that 5 inches.
Yep, 5. Yeah, I swear to God, if anybody had 5 more inches of anything, we'd be an all-star.
I don't know. If I had another 5 inches, I don't know that I could walk.
Well, it's not really that hard. I will tell you this. I will tell you it's not.
And that's where the Gatorade and the Red Bull comes in.
That's exactly what the Gatorade.
I don't believe that for a second. Not 1 second, Sneaky.
Sometimes you
I know he thinks I'm going to be trying this tomorrow. I'm not doing it.
You just got to throw it over your shoulder sometime. That's all. That's all I got to say.
Well, I do that every day.
And of course, I'm talking about my beard. I'm talking you got to that's what I'm talking about. Throwing the beard over it.
I'm going to get banned from Facebook for a second time in days.
I'm going to get banned from Snapchat, TikTok. I'm already all in, so I might as well, right?
All right, we got one more coming on. Another Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh my God! Come on.
No. This is Miss Cheryl Spent, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm sorry, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh wow, you almost
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sorry. She's not wearing. I'm figuring she's with all these Cowboys fans. I figured she was a Cowboys fan, but I was proven wrong. I will mute myself.
Well, Carol, welcome to the NFC East Division podcast. How long have you been a Bucs fan?
Since day one. 1970.
What? 70s? Oh, so you were part of that winless streak, right?
Oh, listen, my name is Owen 26.
Owen
26. I love it. You know, I love it. Now, what was that coach? What was the first head coach of the Bucks?
John McKay.
So I loved his I loved his comment when he said when the reporter asked him, "How do you think about your team's execution?" He said, "Yes, all of them.
I'm all for
All
it.
of. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Yes."
Execution of your defense, and he said, "I'm all for it." Yes. Yes. He also is credited with saying that we were just 2 airplane crashes away from the playoffs.
Oh my God!
I'm on the show.
Oh wow! Yes, you were on the show. Yeah.
As far as you know, they probably took us off the air about a half an hour ago. But
Probably, yeah. We were talking about 5 more inches of something. Cheryl, let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
With Doug Williams, okay, and his, with his evolution, if you will, he was with the Bucks, and he ultimately got traded to the Redskins.
He didn't get traded.
I'm sorry.
Right. He didn't get traded. We couldn't sign him. And he
Right,
actually,
Yep, he wanted
the AFL.
yeah.
Yep, and he wanted.
It was a difference of $200,000. We could
Yes, he wanted.
could not bring ourselves. We could not bring ourselves to pay Doug Williams $800,000. Remember that.
Right. Thank you for that.
Us. Yeah.
So, but then that leads me when he won the Super Bowl with the Redskins. There had to been some gratification and satisfaction for him, and some celebration for him as well.
Absolutely. Nothing but love for Mr. Williams. The whole story with his wife, it just tugged at all of our hearts. We obviously did want to pay him. Culverhouse could not, I guess, bring himself to pay him. I don't know. And he followed Joe Gibbs, who some people don't realize was our first offensive coordinator. He followed. Joe took him to Washington, and he had the opportunity to come on the field. He never gave it up again, stayed on the side, and he won that team a ring.
So if it's safe to say, back then, if we had a GoFundMe page, the Bucks family would have came up with the $200,000 to pay him for that contract.
Absolutely,
right?
There's not a doubt in my mind. We adored Doug. Yeah, we adored him. He was beloved. Matter of fact, I have a funny story. As you know, Doug remained very close with the Buccaneers and often visited us at training camps. He helped a lot of former players with personnel issues with our team. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used to hold training camp at World of Sports out there at Disney World in Orlando. And we were credentialed. We were going, and we were it was also the year that they thought Brett Favre was coming to Tampa, and Chris Mortensen had him like landing in a helicopter in the middle of our field. He was coming, but we were in line to get our credentials, and Mr. Doug Williams and Leroy Selman, Hall of Famer Leroy Selman,
Great
stayed in line to pick up their credentials same line as we were in, and the young girls that were working the desk for credentials, and I don't know that they necessarily belonged to the Buccaneers. They could have been staffers from CBS World of Sport. I don't remember. And they couldn't find him, and she asked the man twice to say his name. And
no, he didn't.
My business partner stepped outside the line, leaned into her, and said, "Check under Hall of Famer Leroy Selman and Doug Williams." It was just a cute story because anybody that would work in or for or around the Buccaneers should certainly know who Mr. Doug Williams and Leroy Selman are.
Or who are fans of the Bucks for at least 5 minutes would know who those two players are.
Yeah. Leroy was by himself in the Hall of Fame for a very long time till Warren Sapp joined him.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, I could go all night. Anybody got anything else?
Thank you for letting me jump in here. Dear
pick,
friend.
Jamie, who's the pick?
Ask me a question.
You're
I've done you here. With the 32nd pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select.
Quarterback from Michigan.
Funny enough, we went to an event the other night in Tampa, and one of the gentlemen that make everything happen and keeps everything legal on paper and all came right out and said easily that Brady would be with us for 3 more years if he wanted it. It's not one more year. It's not 2 more.
Of course.
It's 3 more years easily. And I could see it with the new CB and everything, and not having to pay someone for those first 3 years. I guess we could bring in. I mean, who better to bring up a quarterback than Tom Brady? And he's that guy, by the way. He's that guy, as you've all heard, and who I've been exposed to this last year. He helps every pro kid, every one of his former and current players all have their sons come in and meet with him, and he's that guy. So I'm going to have to say with the first pick of the second round, jokingly, which is pick number 32, I'll officially go on as saying it'll be a quarterback.
Okay. Wow. So you said Tom Brady's that guy.
He is.
Now I want to know, are you that fan? And what I mean by that fan, and I can't speak for the other guys, but I can only speak for myself. Anytime we win, I am a part of. I believe the Giants just don't know it yet. I'm a part of the Giants organization. They just don't know it yet. And these are all
a handler for several players. They don't know it yet either. But
okay, okay.
That kind of.
I could have definitely said I'm not going to do it. We're not going to be this. Yeah. So are you going to get your
out of the gutter?
I know. Well, I'm talking about beards. Come on, Keith. I'm talking about beards.
Easy.
Are you going to get your replica ring?
I have the first one. I actually, so I'm sure all of you guys know way more about football and franchises and everything than me, but every single person on the team and every single person in the front office gets a ring.
Yep.
My partner actually had the opportunity to he bought the equipment manager's genuine Super Bowl ring from our first win. I have often said that I would try to buy one of the women's Tiffany's, a genuine one. They usually, a few years after the win, they usually pop up on different market sites and stuff.
Right.
But I'll probably listen. I'm riding this out. There's no fan base that deserves Tom Brady than the Buccaneers. I mean, Cleveland is the only team probably long suffering more so than us, you know.
I can think of one, but I don't think I can bring it up on this show.
I think we're suffering too. But let me ask you this. Now, so you're saying, please call me Sneaky. I'm sorry. My name is Stefan, aka Sneaky G. What? Okay, that's who I am.
I am Cheryl Spent Stewart with What's a Buck out of Tampa.
What the buck? I like that.
That's your own 26.
I was at their tailgate for the Super Bowl. I reported directly from their tailgate. So
largest tailgate in Tampa, largest Buccaneer tailgate worldwide, but largest tailgate.
Cheryl, I swear, jump when you get a chance, get on Instagram. Please find me, Sneaky G Man. I'll follow you right back.
All right.
What I want to say is, so as far as you know, Tiffany's is making the championship ring for the Buccaneers.
They did our last one. I mean, I would.
Oh, okay, probably.
Well, I mean, they made the last one. I don't know.
I do want to throw this out there. If it's Justin's make actual fan rings.
I'd probably do it at this point in my fandom. I'll probably do it.
Yeah.
I'm riding this one out. Listen to me. Y'all don't even know the level of obnoxious since about week 12 of this past season. You don't even know. I've never had the pleasure of being that team, and I am riding this out.
You got to enjoy it. I mean, do you already have your Super Bowl hat, your Super Bowl T-shirt, and all that? Do you have it?
Yeah, my Super Bowl. Yeah, I was at the Super Bowl.
No, I'm saying, do you have your hat? Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay,
I have some other special pieces too.
Okay. Now, do you know the now? Someone explained to me this superstitious is that go ahead and wear it now, right? Wear your Super Bowl memorabilia now, but when kickoff goes for the next season, thank you.
But I will say this: you do know, as of today, we have secured Antonio Bryant again, and the hashtag in Tampa is back-to-back intact.
Back-to-back intact. Okay.
We are in modern free agency and everything. The whole band's coming, and the gentleman that I was referring to earlier, that was I told you that he's the guy that makes sure everything is, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and all. He said that Tom Brady is by far his number one closer. He was the one who got Fournette to come back, who allegedly had more substantial and longer-term offers. He's the one that hand signed all these guys and brought them all back.
Cheryl, let's be fair. If anybody had 7 Super Bowls, he could probably bring back Santa Claus. I was about to be religious, but I've already passed that, so I can't do that now. But I mean, he could bring back anybody. Tom Brady.
So I was never a Brady hater per se. I thought he was way too talented, way too proven to really kind of be. And let's face it, I wasn't in the AFC. I mean, he wasn't. I wasn't a Bills fan. Get my ass kicked for 20 years. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. But anyway,
you can say it. Yeah, you can say it.
The things that I have been privy to, and the level of petty and his sense of humor is fantastic.
Wait, so have you talked to Tom Brady? Have you met him?
No. I've been in the same area as him. No, and I have to believe that under a normal non-COVID season, I probably would be privy.
Right.
I have a nonprofit in Tampa. I do a lot of things with the Buck. I coordinated the fans attending this year's draft for the Buccaneers and all. But no, we've had very limited one-on-ones with any of our players, any of our beloved, favorites.
Right. Rightfully so, because of COVID. Yep.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I've enjoyed it. I was really coming on here to harass my kid, True Blue, and say hello to Jamie, but I've enjoyed speaking to all of you. And I wish I hope everybody has a nice Christmas the next couple of days.
You as well.
Thanks for loving
you
Tom
guys.
Brady.
All right.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Bye.
And enjoy Tom Brady.
Yes.
Cheers, pizza. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm sure she is going to enjoy Tom Brady for. Hey, she said another 3 years, so they don't need to pick a quarterback just yet.
Well, yeah.
I understand her level of obnoxiousness she was referring to, because, in another life, I lived that for a long, long, long time.
And you enjoyed it too, right?
Every second.
I bet you did.
It happens. I mean,
I like my friend Sneaky.
although I'm not a big fan of Warren Sapp though.
Easy.
Yeah, she's yelling at me.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not a fan of Warren Sapp.
Well, I'll just say, if Warren Sapp, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Redefine that position.
No, I don't think that.
Wow.
I'm gonna just leave it be. I'm gonna leave it be because they closed down the vet and they opened up the link, both with a win for Tampa. So
2 words, Monday Barber.
She was just talking about a barber. You heard that, right? I brought her back on just for a second for the barber. She was gonna put the headsets back on.
Yes, love.
Cheryl, I want to tell you that's the only barber I like.
Rondé?
Yes, the
I
one
heard
with
Tiki's an ass.
huh?
I heard Tiki is an ass.
Yes, he is. Please don't get me started about Tiki Barber. The arrogance of the man, the fact that he said after they won the Super Bowl in 2007, the fact that he said they had to get rid of me to win the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, you need to take that somewhere else. I love the I could talk. Oh yeah, no, you got to if you got to go
like banned from the delivery of his own child. He
well,
wasn't even allowed in the.
That's the off-season stuff, and I'll have to let Mama Boss, aka my wife, she'll have to tell you about that. I kind of like to keep it on the field per se, but just I don't believe he was a good team player, locker room person at all.
I'm trying to think who was that y'all had Thunder and
yes, Thunder and Lightning.
Thunder and Lightning. Who was
Yes.
it? Dane or
yeah, it was Dane and the other player. I'm not going to say his name.
I remember.
I'm not going to say him. Yeah.
Rondé's brother.
But the fact, yes, Rondé, the other barber, I should say.
Wonderful gentleman.
I love the fact. Well, good. That's good to know about Rondé.
No,
that's
he is, and very close to our team still.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Him and Celtic Quarles both do a lot of personnel things and all.
Eddie, yes, Brandon Jacobs, the all-time rushing touchdown leader. Yeah, he got them first downs. But I'm glad you came back on, and I know you've had Brad Johnson, and you guys went through a lot of quarterback. You don't miss Eric Garcia at all?
So you know what? I think he has such a bad. You talking about Jeff?
I'm sorry. Yes, Jeff Garcia.
Yeah,
yes,
number
ma'am.
7.
I said
so
Eric.
I think Garcia gets a horrible rap. He went 5-1 for us.
Yeah.
He went to.
And he took you out of the playoffs. He took you out of the playoffs too.
Listen, every place he played, he did exactly what he was rented and paid.
Same with the Eagles.
Not to mention, I think like every guy fan I know loves his wife. But anyway, I thought Jeff did like everything he was paid to do. Like,
right. In fact, he gave us a great Christmas present by beating the Cowboys.
Oh.
And he looked at the camera and said, "Merry Christmas, Philadelphia."
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
But he didn't do too well in Cleveland though. But nobody.
I don't think they did terrible in Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't think it was the worst thing in the world. He just wasn't. No. It wasn't. He didn't do as well as he did. Like he went 5-1 with the Eagles.
So
right, yeah.
So Sneaky, there's your online poll. Who is a better backup, Jeff Garcia or Fitzmagic?
Oh.
Keith Love.
What?
Well, I mean, what would be the I mean, Fitzmagic has a longer career than Jeff Garcia, but I think he got injured in Cleveland.
Check the win-loss record.
Okay, all right, I got you right now.
And I tell you, Jeff Garcia played for a long time, so I think you're off on that too.
I think it's a valid poll.
Wow. Yes. Okay. Here we go.
A very good record, I'm sure.
Yeah. He does. Garcia, 125 to 116. Wait, no. I'm sorry. No. I made a mistake. Wait. Career-wise, he was. It looks like he was 58 with 161 TDs, with 81 interceptions, just shy of 26,000 passing yards.
That's a 30-game better record than Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. And with Tampa, he was 25
Wait a minute,
and
30
24.
games is not even 2 seasons, though. I mean.
No, he played less games, but he's a better quarterback than Fitzpatrick.
I don't know. You're talking to a girl that got 1,500 yards out of him in 3 games.
What happened?
I had 1,500 yards out of him in the 3 games. His Tampa Bay jersey, when he came in for Jameis Winston, he got the most yards ever in 3 consecutive games.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
He plays 3 good games every year.
So here we go.
Mateo's going to get mad at me for being on this show so long. I can see it. Mateo's going to be like, get her out of here right now.
I'm pretty sure she wants Fitzpatrick to replace Brady next year.
No, but I mean, listen to me. I got nothing but love for Fitz. Seriously.
Right.
Look, we were in a horrible situation. What Jameis did with the suspension. We're walking into a season that we thought we were going to. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't have anything but love for him. And he's another one that's very supportive of the young quarterbacks and assisting people and all that. So I don't know. I just know that everybody is so glad to get rid of Garcia when their guys are up and running. And yet he never really, I mean, he did everything that you'd want a backup quarterback to do. And right?
And he did have a winning record with Tampa. He went 14-10. You went
I didn't know he played.
14-10.
I really didn't realize that he had played in that many games for us, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like he was there for 2 years. And Jamie, you're right. He went 5-1 with you guys, Jamie. You're right. Yeah,
I thought so.
Yeah, actually, it brought us to the playoffs and would have won the playoff game too. I think there was something that happened in that playoff game specifically. Had nothing to do with him. I think it had something to do. Like, it was like they lost that game just by a little bit, but it was, like I said, it was he's got one of the best moments in Philadelphia where he beat the Cowboys at Christmas and looked at the camera and said, Merry Christmas, Philadelphia.
Yeah, he beat the Cowboys 23-7. Well, crap. Yeah, it looks like y'all. He beat us in the playoffs. Looked like in the wild card game.
Yep.
January 7th, and then you guys lost to the Saints.
All right.
Yeah, she's being paged off.
Have a good night.
Good night. I enjoyed y'all so much. Like I said, hope y'all
and you've been a lot of
days. Get all your
you've been a lot of fun as well, ma'am. You have a good one.
Well, thank you guys.
Tell Tommy we miss him.
Thank you.
Tell Tommy we miss him.
What did he say?
She said, "Tell Brady we miss him." And so Keith is a Patriots fan.
Oh, I love Keith. Thank you.
Yes,
we're taking very good.
You're welcome.
Taking very good care.
Enjoy.
That's funny.
So listen, guys, we've gone a full 3 hours. I feel like that we have definitely put in our shift tonight.
3 hours.
3 hours. Wow, that flew by.
3 hours, and for a draft show, I think that we did really well. You know what I mean? This
was a lot of fun. I wish I was out there with you guys. I really do now.
Well, see, next time you'll have to come. And next year it's in Vegas, baby. Vegas.
I'm booking my hotels now. I'm booking them now.
Get Caesars. Get
I'm
Caesars.
Not sure 62-year-old men come home alive from Vegas. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think it'll be a blast. I think we should just go and
Red Bull Gatorade. I'm telling you, Red Bull Gatorade.
Together, mixed. With
However,
some vodka in there, we just do it all 3 at once.
And then top it off with some Pedialyte. We'll be all right.
I got it right. My wife's a lawyer.
See, if we're doing Vegas and we're doing it like that, I want to get transfusions. I want to get a transfusion in the morning. Just get it all worked out. Like they come over and they give you that drip, that saline drip, to make sure everything's okay. You know what I mean? It just
wait. Hold on, Keith. You said your wife's a lawyer.
Yeah, so I always try to keep it on the up and up,
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. If all 4 of us go to Vegas, I need at least 1,000 documents copied of non-disclosures. So anytime we come across anybody, you got to sign this. You got to sign, we got to hand them out. We'll be like Oprah. You get a non-disclosure. You get a non-disclosure. Everybody gets a non-disclosure.
Hey, listen, I ain't got nothing to hide from nobody, so I don't need to talk about nothing.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's exactly the reason why I'm excited.
And I'm gonna quote Hangover, except herpes. No, I don't have herpes. I'm quoting Hangover. If you haven't seen the movie, go check it out.
Well, listen, guys, this was a fantastic show. I hope everybody who's still watching will enjoy the draft tomorrow. Look for us. Look for all of us. We're going to be making different content and everything.
Yep.
I know that True Blue is trying to get out of here because he is hungry or he wants to go to bed, one or the other. And it's going to be a blast. We will definitely see each other soon. And we'll be talking next Wednesday, same time at 9 o'clock, back for a normal show. And we'll talk about exactly all the picks that we made.
That didn't happen, any of them.
Right.
Nothing will happen that we talked about, what True Blue said.
Keith, I'm rooting for you, Keith. I want you to get that $20 gift card. Three running backs in the first round. I'm rooting for you, Keith.
Yes. 3 running
Let's go. There we go. All right, guys. Everybody have a great night. Enjoy the draft.
Good night.
Go Birds.
Let's go Giants. Ow!